Hello. It should be live again now. I don't know if you're here, Scarecrow. I don't know if you're here, Hoy. Hello, Scarecrow. Okay. OBS has got the green light. Mind you, it did have the green light as well before. But, I have no idea if this has fixed the issue I had before. We won't find out until I'm in CK3 again. But yeah, what it was, Scarecrow, was the exact same thing that was happening yesterday, where for some reason it looked fine on my end, it looked fine on OBS, but for some reason on Twitch, everything you were seeing, it was just really like stuttery and laggy. But yeah, yesterday we fixed that for some reason by just restarting my computer. So I'm hoping it's fixed again now. It's just it had me worried for a second there, because when I restarted my computer just now, I was having trouble reconnecting to the internet. So that might have been the actual root of the problem. So I'm going to just reopen CK3 and we can have a look. Let me just get everything back to normal because I've just booted my PC back up. Gotta get back on the creator dashboard. I should probably rely on the creator dashboard on the desktop more, because it actually tells you the receiving bitrate at the top there. So OBS tells me it's streaming at a bitrate of 6,200 kilobits per second, but then Twitch tells me it's only receiving 5,700. So there is some package loss somewhere. Let me just get my phone up as well. Stream manager, and okay, I think we're back. Let me just test something. Okay, yep, my chat's working. Right. Let's try this again, shall we? CK3 is now loading. I'll leave it on this screen for now, just so there's at least something to look at and a little bit of music, because CK3 doesn't even actually load the loading screen straight away. I can see this screen looks fine as well, so... Oh, but then again, that also looked fine yesterday, didn't it? Because I asked that, I think, when I restarted my... Oh, never mind then. Ignore me, just rambling to myself here. I think I can actually set it to target CK3 now, because there is a loading screen. Let's see. There we go. There's no sound yet, though. There will be in a second, just bear with it. I wonder if this is the same issue I had a few years ago when I was streaming Mordhau. I just remembered as well, I need to disable nudity. I was watching a stream by the guy I was hosting last night, Isaac MDMA, and, you know, he has nudity disabled, and it made me realise I should also disable it, so... let's just do that now. Yeah, here we go, show nudity disabled. Because we never know how Twitch will react to some video game boobies. Right, let me make sure I've got Twitch open on my desktop so I can easily tab between it and see for myself. I don't know why you're saying Hoy, because it looks fine to me, even on Twitch, so I don't think there's any issues. I'm not muted, am I? No, okay. Twitch being Twitch, I guess. Yeah. Right. Big reveal. Take 2. Please don't be laggy. I'm going to start simple and just do this little bit of moving around here before I try zoom in. Let's see how that looks. I tabbed into the wrong window, so I missed it again. This looks okay. Hopefully I don't jinx it. No recommended changes. The bitrate is consistent. It did dip a little bit apparently a minute ago. It's Twitch, I think. Kingdom Come Deliverance is okay with nudity scenes, but I don't know about CK3. Yeah, I mean, there's some like games which have nudity, which Twitch clearly doesn't care about, but I'd rather not take the risk. I don't want like a strike on my channel or anything. And you know, it's not a big deal. Like, all it is like a matter of wearing clothes or not. It's hardly game breaking. But let's try zooming in now, shall we? I've just got to do it nice and simple, zooming into Cornwall, one time, no movement. I felt a little bit of lag then. That wasn't as bad though, was it? I saw that then. There was like... It seems okay. Zooming out looked good. Zooming back in. Okay, well, for whatever reason, yet again, restarting my computer seems to have fixed the weird lag issue I had. So I guess we can at least continue now. I'm just going to take that as it is. I'm not going to question it any more than I already am, because I just want to stream now. Maybe again with game loading. Straight in with the first event. It is one we've read like 2 or 3 times now though. Kaysen's telling me a story. It's a story of when I became friends with Artgal. Yes, my friend. Keep your friends and enemies close. We get the permanent stewardship increase. Yeah, of course. And we are of course ruling as Petty King Scarecrow, the King of Cornwall, since Hoy died last night at the ripe old age of 61. Maybe check now with Task Manager? No, I'm not questioning it, Hoy. I'm just going to stream now that it's working. Whatever. Today my brother Armajail was taught a lesson in vassal management by Lennon. Not John Lennon, just Lennon. It was quite a complicated course, necessary but perhaps a bit beyond Armajail's grasp. Everyone makes mistakes, Armajail exclaims. When I rule, I will forgive and let live, so that my realm may prosper. Perhaps he would be too forgiving a ruler? Well, he's not in line to become ruler, at least straight away, because he's like our youngest brother. So, yeah, he's not even in the top 4, so we don't really care about him. Sure, keep forgiving. At least gone to hell. Yeah, I mean, that's where your character belonged, I think, Hoy. He was very sinful. By all accounts, he was not a great man. Always lashing out and lusting after women. We're on speed 4 already, so when we have quiet moments like this, I guess it's just poor luck. But let's take this chance to actually consider our options, see what we're trying to do. We are currently split across 3 different locations in Cornwall proper, Wales and Ireland. We have options to expand here in Deheubarth. Very practical, they've got no allies and almost half the men we do. So all we need there is a casus belli. In Ireland as well, we have the option to go after our dear old Pap's lover, which of course nobody actually knew about except us. We took that to the grave, unless she reveals it. She's finally married as well, look. I guess the loss of her dear Hoy Blobvis has prompted her to seek love elsewhere. We did try our luck against Suffriar to try and conquer Dublin, but we did fail that quite miserably. But yeah, I think Deheubarth's our best option right now. The biggest danger is probably if they lose the duchy title, then we would basically lose all of Wales on succession, because Confederate partition would make it again and then grant it to whoever succeeds here. But we could instead go for Ceredigion here. If we can, like, put a match up for Gwynedd and Connacht here, which have about 3,000 men between them, then we can try and take Ceredigion. Which does lead me to something else. How are our allies looking? We have Cantabria, which I remember being quite decent. Yeah, they've got 3,000 men alone. We've got Girona over here in Catalonia. Nearly 1,000 men, that's okay. And then Lombardia here with 700 men. I think the alliance with Lombardia was like a side effect, wasn't it? Because the primary thing of that marriage was the handsome trait or something. Yeah, it's between... Oh, it's between Scarecrow, the current king, and Clorinda, because she is beautiful. Did our current heir inherit that? Not quite. I am the Viking, who is our current heir, and of course the lovely gentleman that raided me last night. He is our current heir and has the comely trait. Not the best, but at least it isn't ugly. Probably want to reset these just to make sure everything's checked. It only added like one notification, so we don't worry about that. Though the terracotta toy fowl, we do want to repair that at some point because we like having the one learning. So we'll have to try and save up a bit of money for that, I think. What are our councillors doing? Oh right, we're currently trying to establish like a Cornish colony in Wales here. We could be increasing control perhaps. Now, since we don't control this directly, we don't really care about that. We'll leave that to Armorjail. He can use his own marshal to increase control. In the meantime, we'll use our marshal to help make recovering our men-at-arms cheaper. That's basically what this bottom one does. He's okay as he is. Everything else is fine. We are apparently... Ah, I remember now. We're fabricating a claim on Devon because our Uncle Vinidra here, we don't really get along with too well, and we want to consolidate our control of the actual duchy here. Let's go for chivalric dominance, perhaps. Or maybe... Yeah, chivalric dominance, that'll do me. Get like 6 martial in total from artifacts in your CQ2 air game. That's pretty good. Nice. That reminds... well, no, that doesn't remind me. I just remembered that I wanted to check. Did the notification go out a second time? Yeah, it did. Okay, I'll leave my little apology there. Mind you, the only people that pings are you, Brat, and Lanky. So I'm only apologising to 3 people there, one of which is you, and I don't imagine you mind getting that second ping. Right. What is this event? Ah, this one. I have ridden, taken aim, and struck so many times I thought nothing could upset my rhythm. As I take yet another gallop down the practice range, a commotion I cannot fully see makes my horse rear up. For an instant, momentum keeps me pinned to the back of the horse as it starts shaking. Then, as if time is flowing slow, I can feel myself becoming dislodged. That's not great odds, really. 35% chance to settle the horse down, get experienced rider and some lifestyle experience. This is the one which you'd hope for. But we might have to just go for this instead because we'd rather not get wounded. You got another one that's all 15% flanking bonus. Nice. So that comes from artifacts as well. It's pretty good. Don't think you can get, like... Oh no, I was just going to talk bollocks now. I was going to say I don't think you can get many artifacts in CK3 which do like combat modifiers like that, but that's not true at all. You can get loads. Let's just take the prestige loss. I am not feeling like risking getting wounded right now, because we're young and we're in our prime. This is actually a decent ruler, so I'd rather not lose him straight away. African overpowered? Maybe. Our nephew Mango has got another son. I say another because I remember... yeah, we named one after Moobot last night. But we do actually have a couple more names to use today, because I got a couple of followers while I was like offline and towards the end, so... Let me just go to the activity feed. First up we have Chimuk, I think. Or is that the wrong direction? Ah no, let's go for... let's go for Papaya first. Papaya Warrior. Don't know if you're watching Papaya, I don't think you are. I'm not even sure if you'll catch the VOD later, but congrats, you're in the game. Well, I think it being Monday has definitely made a difference, because I was thinking last night why the stream was so successful, because we peaked at 13 viewers, which is really good for me. But, Who are these people? Well, there's a couple people off the Hoi 4 mod server I was telling you about, and then there is just a couple people which followed me, I guess, randomly. So I don't know. Like, someone followed me while I was offline who I don't recognize, called Chimook. But yeah, thanks Chimook. Shout out to you. What do we want to do? We need the Guardian for our heir. Let's go into diplomacy. He's going to be a very strong diplomat. You'll do, because you got level 3 education. Or after stream, like, slept or something. No, it was, like, in the middle of the night. It was, like, hours after I finished streaming, so... Fell asleep. Yeah, it was while I was sleeping, yeah, sure. But, yeah, as I was saying, I was trying to think why last night's stream was so successful. And I think it might be due to the fact I was streaming on Sunday night. Like, I guess that's, like, a day when people have the most free time. Even though it was an evening, and you'd probably expect people to be going to bed earlier because, you know, Monday morning the next day, back to work. But, whatever. Ulvanidra's friendship. I never expected I would grow as close to Ulvanidra as I have done in the past few years. So we got Vanidra trying to chum up to Scarecrow, just like he did with Hoy. Vanidra does like making friends, it seems. That said, Vanidra doesn't have any other friends right now. So I finally, after like 150 plus hours of CK2, not always doing martial child focus. Well, I never always went martial. I liked mixing in stewardship now and again as well, like I do in CK3. But I would say CK3 is better in that regard because the other educations are quite valid, like each one is strong in its own right. Yeah, let's become friends with Vanidra. I think we're still going to fabricate a claim though, because it's better that we get stronger internally at the moment, save us spending manpower on conquering somewhere. A commoner of Irish heritage has been accosted in the streets. This is just a generic event for swaying someone. We're trying to sway him because he's our spy master. So yeah, we'll pick this. We don't really care about that prestige loss, especially if it means gaining opinion with him. And we didn't lose the prestige. Nice. Nothing from intrigue. Well, intrigue is like I've said, it's not something I do, but I do know it is powerful. Like, you can play some very strong games using just intrigue alone. Like, I think in particular one of the strongest things is Kidnapper, because then you can just like kidnap other rulers and insta-win wars. There's also like the game which Shadow Lord Ghost was telling us about last night, where they didn't do any wars, they just did marriage and murder, which does sound like a really fun challenge, like just marrying people into families, getting your family into the line of succession, and then murdering everyone else in the way. Our brother, Lord Pangai, is demanding that we give up our morsel of St. David. So here we are, we're going to lose 60 opinion because we don't want to give away a little bit of beef jerky to the ugly Pangai. He does look pretty amazing now as an adult, by the way. He's got a nice, tight little face there. No child focus for intrigue in CK2. Oh, right, okay. It has been a while since I played CK2, so I didn't remember that. Yeah, we're not giving this up. Sorry, Pangai. Evil Blackguard. Well, maybe we shouldn't have refused it. I mean, it isn't that intrigue focused. He's only got 5 intrigue. He is a very bad character. Look at those stats. His best stat is 8 in learning. Yeah, no, that is not great. Maybe we should be plotting to murder him, actually. Because we can do a scheme. We're not doing an evil one already. And we would inherit Dyford off of him. 11% chance isn't great. What about our other brother, Armorjail? Also 11%. I'm just going to go for Pangai. Sorry, Brat, we're killing your character off. And I'm going to change our Spy Master to help us with this. Speaking of the Spy Master, we don't need to sway him anymore, so let's look for someone else. We can be, like, swaying him at the same time we're trying to murder him. I think that is actually a prudent course of action, because while we're trying to kill him, we can at least try and like make him happy so he isn't trying to kill us in return. By the way, I learned something about CK3 today, that you can marry courtiers to other random people to gain great marshals or knights. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do yesterday, because I couldn't get the decent... It was with, like, our mother, I think, because there weren't any, like, decent alliances I wanted, so I was trying to find a decent commander to marry her to instead. You do have... If it is a woman, though, you do still have to do it matrilineally, because, you know, that's how you get the male to come to your court. We can reforge the toy fowl now, so we'll do that. Kaisen has got a child. Kaisen's child shall be called Battle Pig. Battle Pig 101, another person from the FER server, the Hoi4 mod. Thank you for the follow, Battle Pig. To the worthless Petty King Scarecrow, I'm willing to release Lead. Oh, Lead's our, like, good commander guy. Oh, he's depressed. That's sad. I mean, he's sadder, but... I didn't know he was captured. Was this... I think it was during the campaign to capture Dublin. We must have lost him. Yeah, we'll pay for his return. He's a good commander. He might be an even better marshal as well than our current one. He is, so let's swap him out, and maybe we start swaying Reed instead, because, you know, we're not trying to kill him, so he's going to stick around. Having our Spy Master help us as well has boosted this plot by 13%, which isn't great, but it's better than nothing. Fellow Servant of the Lord. As our Order of the Knights Templar grows, we need more land from which to organise our defence of the Catholic faith. He wants Tintagel from me. I disagree. I'm not willing to give away one of my personal castles, even in the name of God. No, I will not grant you this land. The money would... Oh, that's not even much money. Normally they give like 300 or something. 168 gold for a castle. That is not worth it. So no. We will not give away that castle. Not too long left before we finish fabricating on Uncle Vanidra. I don't suppose we'll get much of a fight for revoking that county, because since we're now friends, he's just going to comply with us. We need a teacher for Shadow Lord Ghost here. Another diplomat by the looks of things. I'm fine with that. Lease, like for 99 years. Well, you can revoke it from them, it's just it costs 500 piety to revoke a holding from a Holy Order. And the silly thing is, it still costs 500 piety to revoke from a Holy Order, even if they're not your religion. So say I converted to like Judaism or something, it would still cost me a shitload of piety to revoke that castle from a Holy Order, which would potentially be used against me. It's a little bit silly. Greetings, my lord. That's not the TH one. I think it might be closer to a D sound, so Valdioff, one of the cooks says, oh wait, greetings, my lord, Valdioff, one of the cooks says, I have your brother Armagale with me here. He promised to clean the pots in the cookery, you see. He draws in a sharp breath, but he gobbled down every sweet he could find, like a little pig. Now he's all sweaty and red from exerting himself eating. Armagale never could resist sweet things, but this might be taking it a bit far. So I think this is for gluttonous, not greedy. Again, this is just our brother. Though I didn't realise before, when we had an event for our brother Armagale, he is also a vassal, so it's a good job we took Honest, because... actually no, I thought this gave Liege opinion, but never mind. We maybe want Lazy, because if he's lazy, he's probably not going to act against us. Yeah, we'll take the Prestige hit, because we got plenty of space for... Not Prestige, Stress. Because we got plenty of space for Stress still. I should have read the response there, I didn't see what it actually said. By the way, I do love about CK3 that you can guarantee a claim, not just wait for percentage to get a claim option like in CK2. Yeah, that's like, that was a little bit of a controversial thing. Well, oh, that's a very big Iceland in Britain. So it looks like Sufriar has, like, been tied to Iceland, perhaps through inheritance. Probably not through conquest, but that is not the dynasty, like, because Sufriar is controlled by the house, I think it's Ivering, which is part of the dynasty of Sigurd, and this is not that house, so maybe it was conquered. Swarth Fealty. That's a little bit strange. So apparently Iceland swore fealty to Sufriar, but now Iceland controls it. Or maybe I'm reading it the other way around. Yeah, controversial change. Yeah, because it made the game a lot easier. Like a lot of other things in CK3, having that guaranteed claim in X amount of time, it is just so much easier to expand. Like, you're not waiting for as long, there's far less RNG. So, and that combined with a bunch of other things, just that, I'd say that's why it was controversial, because a lot of people like CK2 for its, like, brutal difficulty at times. Like, it was genuinely hard to do something if you started out small, whereas in this game, you can basically, like, do a world conquest as anyone, just because no matter who you are, you have access to, like, the same level of men-at-arms and stuff. Give or take, with a bit of, like, cultural differences and tech differences. You might be a petty king, but you're also a beguiling cur. Elizabeth, who is a bit of a nobody, she was married to Armagale, Uncle Armagale, who is a different Armagale to the Count of Leinster. Armagale's first character, it is his ex-wife. Apparently, Armagale's first character had his head ripped off by Earl Torbrand Kolbjornsson of Bernicia. What a way to go. But, yeah, this is an event which, if I'm honest, I don't fully understand it. It's like, she's, like, proper having a go at me, and she's clearly angry. So, for some reason, that makes me calm. She's been under a lot of stress lately, but to behave like this... Surely, like, to have, like, someone have a go at you like this, it'd stress you out a bit, because you'd want to know what you did wrong. You know, you'd be getting a little bit angrier in return, maybe. But no, for some reason, it de-stresses you. The wife's pregnant, that's good. Another beautiful child on the way. In fact, yeah, all our children so far have got some form of the beautiful trait. So that's nice. My plot to murder Pan guy here, I do love that face. It has been uncovered. So maybe we cancel that because 5% chance isn't great. We can recover a -75 opinion, but another -100 on top of that from attempted murder would be a bit too far. So yeah, let's go the other way and just try and sway him instead. I just feel it's way more consistent for that. I know with EU4, mean time for events can be horrible, but like 2 times later, but I'd love for such a crucial part be consistent. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think from a gameplay perspective, God, yeah, it's like so much better. Like, it's so much less waiting around, it's a lot less boring. It keeps you engaged a lot more, and it helps you actually drive a strategy and tactic thing to it, rather than relying purely on RNG, which arguably isn't too strategic. So yeah, I get what you're talking about. Like, if only a DLC you can do the border conflict CB. Oh, in CK2 you mean, right? Yeah. We have a claim on Devon now, by the way, so let's... I mean, it's not 100% like I was expecting, maybe because our opinion's not too high, even though we are friends. But yeah, his opinion of us plays plus 22 points into this. The fact we have a claim is plus 30 points. The fact Devon is our de jure capital, which is a bit cheeky, because we moved our capital on purpose, but not for this. That's plus 50. And then he realises we're stronger. 58% chance, even if he refuses, which if he does, let's raise our army just in case. Okay, he forfeited it without trouble. Good to see. Yeah, the shit CB, but you always have it. Yeah, I vaguely remember it. It's been a while, but I do remember them adding that. I think they added it, like, with Jade Dragon, right? Is that what the name of the China DLC was called? I think it was. Yeah, sorry, Uncle Vanidra, but we have taken your land. I remember having, like, a diplomat in Stockholm for years and years, waiting for a claim because I was playing Novgorod. Well, yeah, like I say, it's not fun, is it, from a gameplay perspective, and I'm pretty sure gameplay is what Paradox are trying to prioritize these days. Like, in a couple of the Victoria free streams, they've actually said themselves that they're putting gameplay before historical accuracy now, which, I know, that's not great for some stuff, but as long as they don't go too far with it, I understand and even agree, because at the end of the day, they're making video games, not documentaries. New Chancellor, I think we're just going to go for Kaysen. Or actually, since the Chancellor doesn't really matter, we can just give it to Pangai and get the opinion up. Because he's got minus 40 for not being on the council, so... Yeah, there we go, minus 30 now. Times and people change. Sometimes those who are the closest to us become strangers. Peking Scarecrow, my Uncle Vanidra smiles sadly. I feel like there is no friendship left between us. That'll happen when I... you know, because I took all his land. No, I'd rather keep him as a friend, even if he isn't doing anything for us now, because he is still dangerous. But remember all the good times. Come on, Vanidra. Put some effort in, keep this friendship going. It's not over yet. Right, we need to fabricate a new flame now, I think. We're going to go for Ceredigion, because I want to have a jab at them. Ooh, their alliance is gone now. They were allied to Connacht, so that was another 1,500, but that is no longer a concern. And we could actually manage that on our own if he didn't make any other alliances. I don't remember us having 2,000 men. I remember us having like 1,500 tops. Oh, mind you, we've got a lot better martial now, haven't we? It's a bit biased because this isn't actually the stats you had while you were alive, but it says you have 0 now, Hoy. So yeah, 19 is just a little bit better than that. Hello, Papaya, how's it going? I'm glad to see you join the stream. And I'm also pleased to inform you that you already have a character in the game, because we've had a couple of births, so I was just going through my activity feed and using names that have, you know, followed while I was offline. So if we have a look here, Papaya, there you are. You are actually Mango's child, so your name is Papaya Warrior Ab Mango Fighter. You don't have any traits yet, but here you are in all your glory. I don't really know how you're related to us. I guess if your dad is our nephew, that means we're your great-uncle, possibly. I mean, I know not to do it for a not crucial thing like U4 events, but claims are such a crucial part for expanding without shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah, especially in a game where you can't, like, play tall, but I think in CK3 it's a lot easier to play tall than it was in CK2 because you can do the whole increased development thing. A strange noise. I arrived back at my castle after a long, lonely walk. Another year passed, another year older. I was born this day 25 years ago. The older I get, the more I cherish the relationships I've cultivated over the years. So it saddens me that I've not heard from my wife Clorinda or any of my friends today. I trudge along to my chambers, loneliness impeding my lazy feet, when I hear a clang and hushed whispers from down the hallway. So, a fun thing about this event is, if you have the paranoid trait, you have another option, where, rather than like wondering what it is and investigating what the noise and whispers are, if you're paranoid, you can decide to just panic and jump out the window instead. I did that once. Sort of regretted it because you don't get anything from that. Whereas if you click this option, what could that be at this hour? Need to unpause. Happy birthday! It's not a bad event. It's a good event. You get free stuff. What a beautiful personality-less child. Yeah, you're still young, Papaya. You gotta grow into it. Like, with getting a claim, even with 0 Diplo person, you can technically just get every single month claim, and with 30 Diplo not get a claim in 20 years. Yeah, that arbitrariness to it, that was not great. I'm gonna go for the biggest present. I'm feeling a little bit greedy right now. Birthday gift received. Ah, I didn't actually read who it was from. I should have read that. At least, like, skipped through it and picked out the name, but I completely missed who it was that gave us the present. I have to assume... Oh, I think I remember seeing a ginger beard, so I think it was probably Kaysen that gave us this present. Which was a lavender jade pendant. You know, a little bit of piety. It's okay. But, have we started fabricating yet? I thought I put it on Ceredigion. I guess not. Wait. You have a claim on this county. Oh, do we? We do. Well, as soon as we got a bit of money, we'll just go straight into that war then. Might as well. Like I explained before, I don't really want to conquer any more of this duchy because it'll probably lead him to... Oh no, as long as he holds on to one county within the duchy, it won't dissolve. So we are actually safe to take that for the time being. I think our best bet to form a kingdom will probably be Wales. We don't really have much of a chance of taking over England. And we've already got more of Wales than we do Ireland. Not to mention Ireland is, you know, ravaged by these Vikings here, Jarl Harald and his 3,000 men. And an alliance with Sweden. And an alliance with Ireland, which have a lot of men as well. Definitely not going for Ireland then. Iceland just won a war. I don't think that's of much consequence for us right now because they're already big and scary, so they can't be that much bigger and scarier. New martial perk. Let's go for Never Back Down, of course. Just wait for this money to tick up, I guess. Nothing else to do for the time being. We're about to establish a new Cornish colony, which is nice. We've had a new child. It's a daughter. Okay, who is next in the list? We have Chimuk. Chimuk is now in the game. Congrats. Don't know who you are or where you are. Chimuk, Merch, Scarecrow. Oh, beautiful. Enthralling, mesmerizing, and lovely. Chimuk outshines most with her beauty. I think... Oh, our other daughter only has, pretty. So just one tier down. Ah, Lead just died. The guy we ransomed back, the decent marshal and commander, we've lost him again. We'll have to put the old one back then, I guess. Yeah, it's actually the same one as well. Dear Reed here. You can have your job back now. Oh, and that has actually, like, removed the fired penalty to his opinion. So it all is forgiven. Good to know. Do we have any of these we need to fill? I think I'm going to leave all these empty for the time being. Don't really want to spend money on core positions, but there was something else. Ah, this. So we're making Wales a little bit more Cornish. Just a bit at a time. I'll hold off on doing Leinster for now because I want to go back to increasing development for a little bit. I think I'll try and get this up to 20 maybe. It's going to be a bit extreme, especially when compared to the rest of the country. But, you know, it's nice to have a high dev capital. Doesn't matter where it is. We've nearly got enough money as well to declare war now. Ah, they have an alliance, though. Maybe not the best to declare war on our own now. I think we'd probably have to rely on an ally to help us to take on both of these Welsh princes. Because 1,700, 800, yeah, outnumbers us by a little bit too much for my liking. I learned that Dev grows out slowly, but it gives buffs to neighbouring counties. Does it? In CK3... Oh, yeah, from neighbours. I didn't realise that. That's handy. I mean, I've recently started developing multiple provinces rather than just focusing on one. so I was doing that a little bit myself anyway, but it's good to know that if you have a high dev county, then surrounding ones will also benefit. I suppose that's how the counties surrounding the Ile-de-France end up with a quite high dev as well. Mind you, they're not too low from the start. But over here as well, Constantinople, you always see this like cluster of counties ending up being quite high dev. Dev difference halved by 10. Halved by 10? Oh, you mean divided by 10? Right. We have positive opinion with our brother here now, so that's good. Oh, right, we've got money as well. Do we still have... Yeah, we've still got Cantabria as an ally. I'm, like, merging my words right now, I don't know why. I'm, like, trying to speak faster than I actually can. But I think we'd want to call him in, just to be extra safe, and as I recall, that didn't actually cost as much prestige as it probably should have done. I think it was only, like, 75 or something for some reason. We'll just wait for a little bit more money, though. We'll establish something more of a war chest before we go rushing in. Because we, you know, even though we'll outnumber them with Cantabria's help, we don't really want the in-debt penalty for our soldiers for too long. If dev difference is 5, then 0.5 growth in the other county. Yeah, divide by 10 then, isn't it? Yeah. And that's exactly what's going on here, isn't it? 0.5, because 13 to 8 is 5 difference, yeah. Well, I didn't know that. That's pretty handy to know. Ooh, Godslayer can marry, apparently. Our sister Godslayer, who's become quite the spy by looks of things. We could try and be a bit sneaky with it and go for a matrilineal alliance, like... not alliance, marriage. And try and worm our way into the throne of some other place. Could marry into the Carlings, but he has a claim on Vermandois, but nothing else. Rennes, which is in Brittany, I believe. I'm wrong? Where is Rennes? Oh no, there it is. It's just, it's written a little bit weirdly. I felt like something stabbing my foot. This guy has claims on France for some reason. He's not a Carling. Did he I inherited it from his mum. Was that passed on to his children? No. However, if we did get the matrilineal alliance with him... Oh, I was going to say we could press his claim, but no, he's a ruler, so we wouldn't get him in our court. Maybe we don't go for a matrilineal thing then. Which is a shame, because she is a good, like, intrigue character. But then again, I don't really know how to rely on other characters having decent intrigue to, like, end up inheriting other places. We could go for Barcelona, our cousin Sunnyfred. They have a lot of men. Not really sure. I think I am actually interested in the matrilineal, just because I want to grow the family a little bit more. You know, get more fingers in more pies. So we'll just go for like a prestige marriage. Maybe with this random Irishman from the O'Neills. There isn't many other good options. There's our own nephew, Jeb Bush. Do a little bit of incest, but I don't think that's necessary. You know what? Yeah, let's marry into the guy from Rennes. Because we can always rely on her to have his children, and then we'll kill his, like, 2 existing ones. Or even if he just has a son by her, then that will already be the heir. And, you know, if we inherit that down the line, that's not too bad. Because it's fairly close by. But I was just thinking that, oh, you know, we'll get to this in a second. I was just going to say, I was thinking that we probably won't just inherit it by accident, simple as that, because it's going to go through our sister, then to our nephews or nieces, and it'll be a whole different branch in parallel. Though we could technically, like, claim the title if we are... Are we the dynasty head? No, we're not, so we couldn't even do that. Anyway, what do we want to do here? I'm hesitant to get a claim on the whole duchy, because that would basically just be helping the game split our kingdom on succession. The whole point of us still fabricating on that was because the duchy would remain here with this prince guy, Prince Blyvood. Blyvood, maybe? I think? Yeah, I'm just gonna go for Morganwg. Just butchering the Welsh language there. We'll leave him on that for the time being, because we've got a couple of claims already. Fine balance. In the heat of combat, decisiveness is often what separates victory from defeat. When the time comes, I know how I will act. I like aggressive attacker because I like killing more enemies. Unyielding defender is alright because it saves your own men. Flexible leader is okay. I think I'm just going to go for aggressive attacker. Take the prestige. God, I keep saying prestige. I mean stress. I don't really mind losing the stress still. In fact, we can probably counter that with, like, a hunt or something when we have more money. I totally forgot, by the way, that we were saving money to go to war. And I just, like, blew it all now on another claim. Though we could be a bit cheeky, because whichever one we declare war on, they're going to call in the other as an ally, so we can, like, destroy the other one's army in the first war, and then go to another back-to-back war with the other guy, and since it'll be straight away, they still won't have their army, like, it wouldn't have had time to recover. So that is a blessing in disguise, I think, that they're actually allied. How is our research currently doing? We are going for mangonels. Yeah. We were going to go for the Onager because we don't even have them and we need better siege engines. Or, I guess, just siege engines full stop. But we figured since we entered the early medieval, we might as well just jump straight on over and go for mangonels instead. It's going to be 29 years, so not too long. Possibly within Scarecrow's lifetime. Jarl Hemming of Holland, so we've got a Norse ruler in Holland here, has converted to Nestorianism. Interesting. So I guess he was Catholic before this, which is still interesting in its own right because he's Norse. Mind you, actually, I think, doesn't, not Frisia, but like this little bit here, like Ostfriesland, isn't that ruled by a Norseman at the very start? I think it might be. Oh, and it isn't the king of Frisia anyway, it is just like a Jarl within it. Let's have a look. Did he conquer his way? So, Hrorik here inherited it somehow from Anselm. I'm not really sure how, because they're different dynasties. Not even really related as far as I can tell. Strange. And then this guy abdicated, so it passed on to... what? Yeah, his son. Oh, we've got 2 new sons. Yikes, that's not really good for the partition, but I guess it's good for getting some more names in the game. Also, that research speed increases by culture average dev. Yeah, no, that's why we are... Oh, wait. Culture average dev... I thought it was, like, the total dev of a culture. That's why I was colonising Wales here. Average development of Cornish counties. Yeah, so... that's actually a bad thing, isn't it, then? The fact that we're converting these, because the average, if it was just these 2 counties, would be, what, 10, 10.5? But since we now have these 2 Cornish counties as well, they're dragging it down towards 5 twice. Oh god, I completely misunderstood that then. I've been, like, thinking it was the total dev of counties for quite a while, but I suppose that would be really unbalanced for some cultures, wouldn't it? Because you've got, like, French here, which is, well, compared to most cultures in the game, a really big one. Greek as well, that would be massive if it worked like that. Norse would be pretty strong. Yeah, average does work better, so I am going to stop colonizing then. At least for the time being. We'll create some more Cornish counties later on just for fun, but I don't want to sabotage our research speed any more than I already have. Anyway, who am I naming these after? Isaac. We got Isaac MDMA. And then we're back to the top of the list. Oh, that's a bit of a bugger. It's not... I thought the activity feed included, like, basically everything from, like, the past week, but it does seem to have a cut-off point, because now I can only scroll so far as the God Emperor Jeb Bush. I was going to use a name which I saw earlier, because I realised someone who I named in the first CK3 stream, they actually changed the name. It was Rogue Enjoyer. They're now called something else, and I was going to use them. I might have to re-enlist the help of some toilet roll again, like in the old days. Let me just tab out and find the name I'm thinking of. Ah, here it is. It's Kiraki now. So, It's Kiraki is now in the game. Sway misunderstanding? Oh, we're still swaying Pangai. I mean, fair enough, it's only 2 opinion. It seems that my diplomatic overtures towards Lord Pangai have caused a major misunderstanding. I've received a letter which makes it clear that he thinks I've been pursuing a different goal entirely. I am your brother, for God's sake. I do not need to read on to get the point. Ah, well, we're not swaying him anymore. 2? Yeah, we could do 2. I was actually curious about 2, because, like, I saw he's still in the Discord server. In fact, I think he's still in the Discord twice. He has 2 accounts, but he hasn't turned up at all for this, like, stream revival of mine. Can't blame him. Wonder what he's up to, though. We might have to lure him back by putting his name in the game. I think you're right. Hope he wants to do a crusade for Jerusalem. Who would we be if we didn't, you know, pledge to join it? We certainly don't want to give any money. And we don't really have to help, especially if it's over really quickly. He stopped chatting, yeah. He was semi-active. Yeah, he was actually, wasn't he? Because, like, when I watch, like, VODs and old clips, you can see him in the chat. We're going to appoint a beneficiary, but it doesn't really matter because we're not actually going to contribute. How about Vinidra? Give Vinidra a chance to rule over some land again. I'm sure Vinidra would appreciate that. Yeah, it'll take a while for people to pledge, I think, but at the moment it's not looking great. 9k against 21k. But it's adding up. It's getting there, but so is their side. How is... Oh, I noticed that when I was panning over earlier, and I just like saw it just sort of in the background. The Abbasids have got apparently Egypt as their primary title, I think. Normally they have... Yeah, they have the Arabian Empire because it's this shade of green, but it seems they've actually somehow lost that title. So now they're this lighter green from being Egypt. Mesopotamia is a bit of an interesting anomaly here. Have they been fucked by partition? It is also Abbasid, so... De jure Mesopotamia is not that big. Mind you, that is just, like, filled in, like, wasteland, so really it's Mesopotamia and Syria, I guess, in one. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And then the Abbasid Sultanate, not the Empire, is Egypt and Jazeera. Yeah, up here. Just get the Crusader perk. I mean, I would, but... You can't really cheese it like you can in CK2. The Pope knows. If you, like, hop on in, get the Crusader perk, and then leave straight away, the Pope will actually take it off of you again because you didn't stay. Decadence, that's not a mechanic in CK3 like it was CK2. Armajail has been educated averagely as a marshal, I guess. I mean, it's good that he didn't get too good of an education because he is our brother and he does have a claim on the kingdom, so... Yeah, good job he isn't that bright. Unexpected visit. Said that a bit weird. With my mind set on a relaxing evening, I'm heading for my nephew Kirsen's chambers with some spiced wine and a chess set. Without knocking, I push his door open. Kirsen is seated by his desk, writing furiously. As I clear my throat, he jumps out of his skin, he quickly stuffs a roll of parchment into his pocket and turns towards me with an uneasy look upon his face. I always just, respect his privacy. Like, every single time I get this event, I just respect his privacy, because I'm pretty sure it isn't anything bad. Or at least every time I've not respected the privacy and I've looked into it, it's always turned out to just be like a surprise gift or something. 75% chance, though, of, like, finding out what it is without the... We're already at 100 opinions. Well, yeah, you know what? Let's break from the norm, do something different for once. Let's see what it is. Caught red-handed. Oh! I rummage through Kirsten's desk, feeling my pulse quickening. What is that damn... Where is that damn piece of parchment? Scarecrow? What are you doing here? I turn around to find a drowsy but decidedly indignant Kirsten stumbling out of bed. It seems like the sedative I put in his evening wine did not have the intended effect. I was just leaving. We didn't find anything and we were caught, so we just lost opinion. That's pretty much why I always just respect the privacy, because I just like to walk away with the 10 opinion increase. We need to increase this when we can. I mean, we don't need to, but I like to. I like the +4 opinion with every other Catholic. Household guard, very nice. Do we even have enough knights? We do. We have 10 out of 10 knights. Some of them aren't the best. Like, Innie here, who only has 0 prowess. Despite being a genius, I guess it's all in his brain rather than brawn. We can designate a guardian for Hoy here, Hoy the Second. We could go for intrigue, or we could go for martial. I prefer martial, as you know, so I think I'll change to that. And I'll educate young Hoy myself. Probably going to regret it later when he's inheriting some other land and he's a vassal. Just like our current brother Armagale is. Who are we currently swaying? Nobody. Oh yeah, because it cancelled. Pangai Quarters. Let's sway Armagale then, because he's now 16. He'll want a job as well, I didn't consider that. He's come of age now, but he isn't very good at anything. So, yeah, let's definitely just try and sway him. Well, it's still not too bad. Gambler. He already looking like Hoyblobvis the First. Where is he? Here he is. Nah, Hoyblobvis the First was ginger. But we could change that. Hang on, there we go. There we go. Now he looks a lot like Hoyblobvis the First. Got his iconic bright ginger hair. Apparently he's better looking as well because he's comely. Oh wait, were you talking about like trait-wise? Because gambler. Ah, he's already like a sinner. Before he even has any real traits, he's leaning towards the dark side. We can repair this now, which is good. And shall we declare war? Because I keep forgetting about that. We can declare war and call in Cantabria, I think, as we originally planned. Yeah, let's go for Ceredigion first, and then we'll go for this one, just in case he somehow loses his title, because we really don't want to lose like 3 counties on succession. That'd be a pain in the arse. Give war a chance. Okay. Pledging a Great Holy War, don't care. Sorry, Pope, we have more important matters to attend to. Cantabria costs 150 prestige. We can still afford it. And we'll wait for him to get over here first, as usual. Now, he's probably going to call in the other guy, and he's second now. Maybe. They are still allied. The Crusades just started as well. But we don't care about the Crusade. don't think we got many people pledging. Oh, apparently 52,000 worth of soldiers, but... You know, even when the Catholic side outnumbers them, they still seem to struggle a bit. Or at least they did before the latest AI update. I haven't actually seen a Crusade from, like, the Catholic perspective since that update, so I guess we'll see. Oh, wait, did Cantabria join? Okay, good, because if Cantabria joined, they'd probably prioritise the Crusade first. I'm really surprised that Gwyneth haven't called in Dehabar here. It'd probably be a bit risky to raise an army that close, so let's raise it here and march on round. Because if they aren't calling in their ally, we might as well just try and fight them on our own. Wait, what happened to a couple of hundred men we had? We had like 2,100 men before, where have they gone? That's a little bit too close now for my liking, but... we don't even really get like a defensive bonus because this castle is in the plains. I'm a good commander at least, and we have aggressive attackers, so we'll be doing a lot of damage to them. Cantabria is... Okay, now they're on their way. They're probably not going to get here on time, but... You know, worst case scenario, we lose this battle, Cantabria arrives, and we still outnumber them more than 2 to 1. Ah, he's running away now. He's going to the hills. I'm not fighting him in the hills. He gets there in 8 days. I get there in 6 days. Okay, so this is good. Because we're going to get there 2 days early, so we're going to basically bait him into attacking us in the hills. Because, you know, in 6 days we get there, he'll only have 2 days left, so he'll be locked in to move in there, because that's half his movement. Oh, he already saw and changed. Well, Cantabria's here now, so we might as well just fight them there. Here we go. Easy peasy. We lost 76 men, they lost 723. Beautiful. And now let's kill these Vikings for him, because we want to siege this instead. Oh no. They did the quick... Whoa, I'd never heard that horse sound before, what the hell? That was a bit weird. I, like, never heard, like, a horse, like, whinnying like that in CK3 before. What the hell triggered that? Was it maybe the siege, or him running away? But, yeah, I guess these Vikings just did a quick lightning raid, and then they ran away just in time for us to pick up where they left off. Event boost? Oh, you mean like a sound effect for an event? I don't think we got an event, did we? Or did I just, like, completely, like, autopilot click through one? It's very possible. I do that sometimes. Killed another 600 of them. Very nice. We're being raided now by the same Vikings. He's running away with 53 gold, but I don't think we can catch him. Yeah, 17 days. I think that's, like, just a little bit too quick for us. I've never heard it either. So you did hear it as well. I was thinking maybe it was like a Twitch sound effect or something, like a notification for like a follow which had like changed by accident. But no CK3 then. I have no idea what that was. It happened when we just arrived and started the siege, and it was like very clear in my right ear. It do be horse though. That is true, it do be horse. And they are dead. Stack wiped. Probably gonna get 100% after this siege because it's their capital and the war goal, and we already have 50%, so... Oh, I was wrong. 78%. Wow. That sucks. These Vikings are still hanging around, actually. Maybe we can kill them and steal the loot. We are gonna catch them, so let's find out. 80 gold would be a very nice boost. Oh. Oh, Kaysen died. I think died in battle. Yeah, Kaysen had his head ripped off. Much like the first armor jail. Maybe the enemy army had lots of cavalry or something. They don't have any cavalry. And I'm not just saying that because they're all dead, because you can still see the class of men-at-arms. We can become athletic. The stress of Kaysen dying could actually be a blessing in disguise here, because athletic is a good trait. Don't mind if I do. We'll just take that. And we got 94 gold from beating up the Vikings. You'd love to see it. We could build something in Exeter. Yeah, let's get some logging camps. Bit of a shame that Vinidra didn't build anything more than a hunter's lodge in the time he was ruler. Apparently we just captured Prince Rodri, but I don't know how we did that. 16th of May. Oh, wait, did they, like, raise another army again? Like, right, like, on top of us and then, like, immediately lose it, maybe? Well, you know what? I'm actually going to just ransom him back if he can afford it. Oh, he can't. I don't think he'd accept it anyway. No, he won't. Wait. Oh, we didn't capture him. Our ally did, apparently. Okay, well, we'll just take it then. Unless... How much loot is there here? 11 gold. I think 6 months of having the levy raised is not worth 11 gold. We'd only end up getting, what, like 4? So let's just... Oh, we can't even immediately dismiss anyway because the Crusade's going on. The Crusade, which isn't going well, minus 28%. Heavy cavalry. Yeah, maybe that's why they're not showing up, because it wasn't cavalry, it was camelry. I'm just going to try and get home and disband. I'm not going to help in the Crusade, I think that's a lost cause. I just want to recover my men and gold. Men and money. Boiling anger. See, this is more what I expected from the event I pointed out earlier, which I said didn't really make much sense to me. The unprovoked anger expressed by my rival Elizabeth comes as a complete surprise. She has been under a lot of stress lately, but when asked to explain herself, she only doubled down on the insults. I will give as good as I get, sycophant. So she's just a bit of a bitch for no reason. Oh, we could just tell her to leave. Oh, she's the guardian of 2 of our children. Excuse me. Best not then. Challenge her to a fight. For stress? Go on then. Here we go. We should be busy crusading over in Jerusalem. We're even still kitted out, ready to go, but no, we're going to have a fight in Wales. For a few brief moments, Elizabeth and I pace in lazy half-circles, each watching for an opening. I heft my axe, ready to defend myself, while she clutches her spear firmly to hand. The fight may only be till first blood, but that doesn't ease my nerves. With a sudden twitch, our bout begins. I need a drink before I read this, because it's going to be like 3-4 events in quick succession. Give me a minute. I have to wet the lips. Okay, I'm ready to read. One moment we're fighting, the next there's a cry of "Hoo-yah!" My eyes sting, my vision blurs, and my mouth tastes of hurled twigs. We can sing some Celine Dion to her. It'd be a very good chance at succeeding, but it would also come at a cost of injury. Near or far, wherever you are, Elizabeth. How about some twigs back? Okay. This must be a new option, because I haven't seen the option to throw twigs in the face. You'll never break my guard, Elizabeth. You know what? We're going to sing some... God, I forget, what is the name of the song? I know it's by Celine Dion. I know it's in Titanic, but what is the song called? Oh, My Heart Will Go On. Yeah, we're just going to sing My Heart Will Go On in the middle of the battle. I have an axe, I have an enemy, and I'm determined to introduce the two by any means. Wild swings, backhanded smacks, flailing strikes from my weapon's haft, anything to better my foe. Elizabeth stays stock still, seemingly hoping I'll just throw down my axe. My form is deteriorating fast, with numerous exploitable gaps, and Elizabeth's stance is a disaster. Neither of us are very good at this, apparently. My opponent is reeling from me, victory so close that I can practically taste it. Very high chance, very high risk, though. We're not a very good duelist, are we? These options do suck a little bit of ass. Ugh, have at thee. Just die. Hey, there we go. The best guard is a solid attack, but even a half-hearted one helps. With this in mind, I try a tentative quick slash. Miracle of miracles, the bow actually connects with Elizabeth at an awkward angle, knocking her over. By the time the woman has scrambled to her feet, I position my axe to split her groin in two. More so than it already is, presumably. The yield follows quickly. I am victorious. Yeah, so good for us, bad for her. She gained 60 stress, that's, you know, critical. I could have sworn you could see the AI stress level, like you can see your own, here. I thought you were able to see the AI's, but I guess not. It was nice that we lost a little bit of stress there, though. That reminds me, we need to increase control in Ceredigion now that we've conquered it. Cornwall has grown. Oh, and we were going to do like an immediate war back-to-back with these, but they never actually joined the war as an ally, so we didn't have a chance to defeat their army. So we will still have to fight them full force. Not to mention Powys as well, which have 1,900 men. Okay, no chance. And Jülich, which is another 400 men. How's the Crusade looking? Pretty disastrous, if I say so myself. It's not going great for the Catholics, but when does it ever? Yeah, minus 65%. They're just losing battle after battle because they're not rallying together. But I think even at this point they've lost too many battles, so if they rallied together they'd still be outnumbered. They're just running around like headless chickens, probably taking attrition from running through all these counties. Minus 74, minus 75... 76, 77, 88. Yeah, this is over. I'm glad I didn't waste any men on that. That's a nice and big Navarro. I think I pointed that out last time. It's quite a big Toledo as well. I think it's... Well, I guess the Al-Andalus did the Dissolution faction, because it almost always does when you have this setting on, when there's no limit to the Al-Andalus having a faction for that. But I haven't seen Toledo grow this big, really, from it. Good for them. They're actually Lollardy as well. Quite disappointingly, most of my games, Lollardy just gets replaced by Ashari. But, you know, maybe it's going to survive this game. The Muslims are also doing well in Sicily here. The Aghlabid Sultanate has, I guess, taken over the Muslims that were already there. Ah, here it is. Warriors of St. George found only death and humiliation at the gates of Jerusalem. Yeah, we knew that was happening. Anything else interesting happening in the world? These guys formed a cadet branch, so now it's the Khalid Sultanate. Headed by none other than DJ Khaled himself. Sweden's doing alright. Bit scary, 9,000 Vikings. And growing. Yeah, I said this last time, this game's going really well for the Vikings. Venidra just died as well, I noticed. I dismissed that a bit offhandedly, but Venidra drank himself to death. Ugh, you will be missed, Venidra. Even though, you know, we had our ups and downs, you were our friend. You will be missed. Maybe kill the Swedish king? Yeah, I mean, maybe. But, I mean, it wouldn't really do much for us, because realistically, Sweden isn't going to directly attack us, I don't think. Like, maybe a vassal of Sweden would do an adventure, but certainly Sweden itself probably wouldn't at this point because it's too big. I guess the biggest danger Sweden poses to us is indirectly as like an ally to Munster here. And even then, Munster's a bit scary. Like, that's like the lowest there, and then's been quite a while. Danelaw grew. Oh yeah, it did. Looks like Danelaw's eaten up Jorvik finally. And then don't forget Iceland is also Ooh! Would you look at that? Iceland has converted to Catholic. Well, that's quite a nice surprise. I was going to say Iceland is also a big Viking bad boy taking over the British Isles, but... See the children in Danelaw? Or Iceland. Danelaw. Am I looking at something in particular what you've seen? There's Prince Fasti Steinson, Starkaffer Steinson, Ragnar Steinson. 7 children? There's no... I can have loads of children in this game. I've got 6 children. Oh, you're thinking to break it up. Yeah, I mean, there's not... Like, it won't break up because Danelaw is de jure. In fact, it's bigger than it already has, so it won't lose any territory from even Confederate partition, because it's not got enough control within another de jure kingdom in the first place. It'd probably weaken the ruler, but at the end of the day, whoever's in charge will still be in charge of the Danelaw. Gavelkind Gober. Who are we swaying next? Methinks Pangai could be... Oh no, he's still not happy with us. Got this random Welshman in our dungeon. Don't really know what to do with him. He's not got any money, so there's no ransoming to be done there. I guess we'll just leave him to rot. Poor guy. What about knights? We're in quite a good situation, opinion-wise, I think. A lot of people are quite happy with us. It's only really Pangai that's a bit low, but we can't do anything about that for the time being. He still doesn't have an heir of his own, so... Oh, we can't murder him because we cancelled it, didn't we? What about Armor Jail? In fact, no, we don't need to be thinking about murder. We already control 5 out of 5 in our domain limit. We're happy as we are. This England is still worrying me. King Edwig the Smelly. I said this in the pre-launch stream for Friends and Foes. Like, now how you can see rivals, like you can see rivals because she lashed out in frustration at us, and like you can see friendships. I was saying it would be cool if you could see why people got nicknames as well. Like, why is King Edward now known as the Smelly? I mean, besides the obvious fact that he clearly stinks, but... Yeah, this is a very attractive wife he's got as well. She looks like she's been beaten up, but I guess that's just the drunkard trait making her flushed. You know what fish that reminds me of? It's a little bit like that meme, you know, like the cat that's so polite or something. Like, the message where it's like, am I allowed pets? Sorry, no pets allowed. Sends a picture of the cat. Oh, because he looks so polite, I'll make an exception. That is her. She's doing, like, the polite face. She don't really know what she's doing with her lips. She's just like, alright. In fact, she'd probably be a good match for Pangai here. Match made in heaven, those two. A love that transcends borders. Who knows, maybe they are in a lover's relationship and it's just, you know, private. Technically possible. Wouldn't count either. Armory break-in. God's wounds. These accursed children. My son Hoy and his compatriot Bubbly Fairy were caught red-handed having snuck into the armory. Don't they know that weapons are dangerous? Hoy was apprehended by a servant after he had knocked over a suit of armour while looking for a bandage for Bubbly Fairy who had hurt herself. It seems that Hoy is fond of rash and uninformed plans. You know, I'd say that's actually quite fitting to the real Hoy. For, like, every single time you've told me to charge into a war Hoy. Impatient is not very fun. Honest, arbitrary is also not great. Honest might be the best option here. Yeah, the vassal opinion is really what's putting me off this. I mean, you're probably never going to be ruler because you're quite far down the list, but give war a chance. I've given it a chance, Hoy. It's very rarely paid off. I don't want to take the stress this time. We're already at our limit, so we'll just leave it at impatient then, I guess. My daughter? Another daughter. Million. Beautiful Million. No. Million is not what you shall be called. You shall be called... I tab out... Oh, how about Vinidra? Seeing as Vinidra just died, Vinidra's near the bottom of the list as well. Hasn't had a second character, so Vinidra is back, reincarnated in the form of Vinidra Merc Scarecrow, my beautiful daughter. I'm just role-playing Sundowner from Metal Gear Rising. You know I haven't played Metal Gear Rising. You know I've only played, like... Actually, to be fair, I didn't tell you how much I played there, because I don't even know. It's like... I think probably just like the first level, honestly. But yeah, I don't know who that is. You never know that war with Danelaw will be defeat. Play it then. Well, I was actually having a look through my Steam library before I started streaming, because like I said at the start, I'm thinking of what I can replace the Half-Life 2 segment with. And I was looking at other, like, story-driven games, because I've got quite a few in my library, and, like, even still quite a few which I've never even played, and I've just been sitting there since I got them in, like, a bundle or whatever. Chimuk can be raised in learning. Why not? Maybe she'll end up as a nun. Though I know for sure you won't be able to talk with chat much in fights. Yeah, that is another concern as well. Because one of the games I was looking at was Ace Combat 7, which I've played most of the campaign on my own, and I loved it. I've got like 2 missions left, I think. But if I played it on stream, not only would it be a little bit awkward that it's only the very end of the game, but I also probably wouldn't be able to read chat at all for the entire duration of missions. Because, you know, it's a fighter jet game. Bubbly Fairy can marry. Can almost guarantee it. Metal Gear Rising is really, really high action in fights, yeah. I mean, that's why like games like that work really well for like big streamers, I think, because they can't read every message as is, so it doesn't really make much of a difference for them reading chat. But for me who likes to read every message I can, I have missed a few lately, especially yesterday when there was like as many people as there were. But yeah, I do try and read every message. Definitely boss battles, yeah. Only time I'd read messages during boss battles, I imagine, would be after I die, desperately looking for tips. Though you can pause. Yeah, but that'd be a bit rubbish. Like pausing mid-battle or mid-fight, it'd just be so, I don't know, anticlimactic, I guess. We could go for another alliance here with Bubbly Fairy, but... I mean, we don't really need any more alliances, but... Ooh, 6,000 men. You know what? 63-year-old man. Whatever. Wait, can we get a matrilineal? No, of course not. Yeah, whatever. Our sister Bubbly Fairy can go off to... Yeah, Lutetia. Here it is. Enjoy your new life, Bubbly Fairy. I mean, with me, some bosses took like 10 minutes or felt like that. Ah, but I'm bad at games, Hoy. Especially a game like Metal Gear Rising, whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure the reason I stopped playing was because it was too hard, because I am Babby. So it'd probably take me like half an hour to do each boss, something ridiculous like that. Oh. So the High Chief of Lutetia just died. Time to come home, I guess. That is hilarious. So we married Bubbly Fairy off to the like High Chief of Lutetia, I think. And then their marriage lasted what, a week, 2 weeks, and then he dies, and she comes back home. Oh well. Now you can marry the 69-year-old Duke of Angria, only for it to happen again, probably. She's going to have married like 5 times just because we're giving away to like old men. Spam mouse 1, mouse 2, don't think, just spam me. I mean, that's pretty much the advice I was given when I was practicing kendo. Not the spam side, but don't think. Don't think, just do. So maybe you're onto something there if that's like real advice I was given in sword fighting. Actually, I said real in the wrong place. I meant to say advice I was given in real sword fighting. The Queen went to meet the new Prime Minister, then died of cringe 2 days later. Can't be saying that. Still sensitive issue, hoy. Daughter has learned Italian language. Oh yeah, because our wife's Italian, so she just picked it up. Who's that? Ah, Chimook. So Chimook now just knows Italian, because why not? Oh shit, this book of how we became friends with Ulvanidra is running out of durability. Well, it'd be a shame to lose that. We have the gold, we might as well spend it. I admit I didn't actually realise how much gold we had, so yeah, let's spend some of that. We can get another men-at-arms. Oh, we're saving it though out because mangonels. Let's go on a hunt because we're nearly stressed out of our mind here. Metal Gear Rising, I was really bad at first, went on vacation 5 days, then came back, suddenly was good. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't click, sometimes it does, doesn't it? Yeah, a break from a game can help. The woods truly is the mantle of the poor, but as the boar flees in panic from foraging peasants, I feel my patience wearing thin. Surely there must be better things to do in Cardiff than picking roots and mushrooms. We're not happy with peasants. I like this because dev growth, it's just a shame it's in the wrong province. I think this is in like, yeah, that's like Cardiff, basically. Oh wait, no, Cardiff is down here. There it is, yeah, Cardiff. It's even spelt better. This is... Oh, Care means castle, doesn't it? So yeah, it's Carefriven. Carefriven. I shouldn't have just blindly read Cardiff. Literally had problems with the first real mini-boss after the first mission. I remember really struggling with like an ATST type robot thing, and I'm pretty sure that's just like an ordinary enemy throughout the game. I mean, we don't even really need the piety. I'd rather not lose any more money, so let's just take the popular opinion loss. And it's nice to have some more prestige. The hunt is drawing to an end. We mount our horses to leave the forest behind as the servants prepare the boar and other game for the journey back. Uneventful hunt. Not the best. We lost a bit of stress though, at least. We need to find more people to sway, I think, because we are running out. I really want to be able to sway Pan Guy, but he's still pissed off at us. Well, he's not even really pissed off, is he? It's like, he was suspicious as to why we were swaying him, so now it won't let us. We could try the Pope. Because if he liked us, he'd probably give us gold. It's always a little bit hard to sway the Pope, though. As far as I know, it's always like 20%, unless you're a bit better in diplomacy. My son Hoy seems to be having trouble, having a difficult time at our latest feast. He slipped underneath one of the tables and there hid from people the entire meal. Are you shy, Hoy? Shy doesn't really affect Marshall, which is what we're raising you up to be. Gluttonous is good for stress loss, not for stewardship. It is sinful, however. You know what? Just to be in line with your namesake, let's make you... Oh, no, it costs stress. I can't be dealing with the stress. I'm sorry, Hoy. I was gonna make him gluttonous just so he's sinful, like his namesake, but no, you can stay shy. Few knights. I think one of our knights must have died. Now we've got 2 knights with 0 prowess. I think we should invite some real fighters to the kingdom. I Am the Viking has come of age and is a charismatic negotiator. Not bad. This is our son and heir, mind you, so... Yeah, I mean, the diplomacy is nice. 1 diplomacy from being attractive, 6 from the education, and then the base diplomacy was already 7, so... Humble I like. Temperate I like. Fickle is meh. I don't like the stewardship loss. I'd rather have +2 stewardship, -2 diplomacy, honestly, but it is what it is. Now, who are you going to marry, I Am the Viking? By the way, even North Korea got invited to the Queen's Mirror. I don't think they did. I remember seeing a map on Reddit which was like which countries were invited, and I could have sworn I saw North Korea was one of the few excluded. I think we'll go for... You know what, let's play this a little bit gamey and we'll do the filter thing again. So, age difference within 5 years, traits inheritable, sort by prestige, Amazonian, nice, we don't mind that, we'll definitely keep this person in mind. We'll even get a little alliance out of it. Is there any intelligent people? Yeah. City of Roses, that sounds like a nice place. Probably lose prestige, but it's only 100. He's already got 500. Let's go for that just for the intelligent trait. Get this alliance with the City of Roses. They did only an ambassador, like the only real ones were Russia and maybe Afghanistan and Iran. Ah. Isaac now knows the Italian language after picking it up from his mum. We need some guardians going for It's Karaki. Let's go for intrigue for you. We could do with more spymaster people in the court. We have definitely run out of decent ones lately, I think. So your mum can train you for that. Isaac is more pensive, so stewardship or learning. You know, let's go for stewardship so we have a good steward set up that isn't just a random peasant we let in from the streets. Not even the streets, it was from the farm, wasn't it? Not Kim Jong-un. No, I didn't expect Kim Jong-un would be invited to the Queen's funeral. I did catch a little bit of the Queen's funeral today, by the way, on the TV, because it's been like all over the news all day, because you know it's been an all-day event, hasn't it? It was, in all honesty, I've been quite apathetic and neutral surrounding the whole event, but I will admit, seeing them parade the coffin through the streets, whatever, that was a very like impressive sight. All the soldiers marching in tune to some very cool-sounding music. The news in the Netherlands lied. Did it? Also. We just paid 73 gold for this random Viking. At least let's convert him. Okay. We have Torbjorn now. He's gonna set up a turret somewhere. Under siege. The true enemy of every soldier is complacency, my brother Lord Pangai says before shifting uncomfortably. We are standing side by side upon my castle walls, looking down on the soldiers conducting drills below. I like this event sequence. It's fun. We could exchange the castle's gates for planks of wood and dull the arrows in the troops' quivers, he continues. Lead the soldiers in a mock charge against the castle and see how well they do in action. Basically just LARPing, but it sounds fun, because they have an actual castle to play in. Yeah, let's do it. Try and get the perk, why not? A tightly shut gate and walls that loom high into the sky. Archers can be seen as shadows moving behind battlements, and a feeling of genuine excitement permeates the air. In the lull before battle, I turn and address the soldiers. My order rings out loud and clear across the field. Exploit the gate's weak spots. We can tell them to do that because we are an engineer. We know every in and out of a castle. The stairwell echoes as another dulled weapon bounces off the middle pillar. For the second time in a matter of minutes, I curse the tight spiral that blocks us from swinging our weapons at the defenders. The heaving breath of the soldiers around me is deafening, and with every repelled attack, they grow more resigned and frustrated. I have to take charge of the situation. One at a time, stay alert. I'm just going for the best chances here, because you're pretty much guaranteed to get the perk if everything goes well or very well. Taking the final step up onto the walls surrounding the castle, I survey the scene. Many soldiers may have been lost to the archers on the walls, but we will not be deterred. One after another, we overwhelm the defenders and stand victorious over the fallen. I take a deep breath, and then it's time to press on again. We are winning, but there is no room for mistakes. Hit them hard! They are not your friends today. They said she broke all the records, but Louis XIV was king longer than Elizabeth. Yeah. There was also like a Wikipedia troll that changed the longest reigning monarchs page, so they put it so she was at the top. It's weird that Franz Joseph II is the 7th longest ruler. Is it? The castle is ours. Among the celebrating soldiers I find Lord Pangai, who congratulates me on the charge well led. Look at them, my lord. The change of pace did them good. Even you seem reinvigorated, even though your castle was just lost to attackers. Our enemies will never stand a chance. We got the perk. Loyalty and respect. Spouse opinion. Nice. Not really important, though. At least for us, because she already liked us. We failed to sway the Pope. Like I said, it's only 20% chance, so it's not the easiest. Yeah, became king during the Hungarian Revolution to dying in World War One. Literally became king and died by wars. Gonna go for a bit? Okay, hoy. Well, as usual, it's nice to have you, no matter how short or how long. And you do tend to come back. When you say you're gonna go for a bit, it usually is a bit. I don't really want to spend 42 gold on this commander, so I'm going to leave that. We could go for this guy, Forest Fire. I do like that. He's got decent prowess. 45 gold, though. Pew, pew, pew. Hello, Godslayer. How's it going? I hope you're well. Would you like an update on your character? Might as well. Hopefully you haven't died. Godslayer. First name matches here. Oh, that doesn't bode well. The fact that you haven't come up. Godslayer turret. Top realm. Everything's reset. Oh dear. You're not showing up in the character finder. I fear the worst. God, I don't know how else to find you if you're not in the character finder. We might have to look through the family tree. This could be difficult. We got Lanky Lass, Lanky Lad, Scarecrow, Pangai. Oh, here we go. I don't know why you weren't showing up in the search bar, but you are still alive. You're currently chilling out over here in Brittany, in France. You're 23 years old. You're vengeful, shy, and paranoid. You got the best possible education in intrigue, though. So overall, you're a very good spy character. You also have a pet cat, apparently. We could actually try and invite you back home, because I see your husband died. My brother-in-law. Oh, I remember this now. We set you up to get an alliance because he didn't have any sons, so if you were able to give him a son, our dynasty would be on the throne. And that is what's happened. So the Cornish Count Judicale is now on the throne of Rennes. All thanks to you. There you are. You have 2 kittens in real life. That's nice. What are they called? And how old are they? I have 2 dogs myself. I have Lily and Lola, which are Westies. Our bishop just died. It doesn't matter, the new one still likes us, and he's good at his job. Today I'm observing Lord Pangai as he trains some of his new levies, but the recruits under his command resemble a disorganized mob more than an army. Yeah, let's teach him what I know about command. He does like us a little bit more lately. Ugh, advice rejected. As I tap on Lord Pangai on the shoulder, he throws up his hands and shouts, "This is not my fault, Scarecrow. These idiotic peasants don't know their right hand from their left. How can anyone be expected to turn this rabble into an army? I'm disappointed." Kenji and Sakura. They're maybe 4 months old. Wow, that's young. I've only ever had cats once in my life, and I was very young. God, how old was I? I had cats called Bella and Stella. One was black, and I remember one was like stripy. And yeah, I was really young when we had them, so I don't really remember much about them. Yeah, I'm more of a dog person if I'm honest. Probably because I haven't had cats in years and I've still got my 2 dogs now. My dad has a cat though, actually. And whenever I go around to his... oh god, no, his cat died recently, actually. Very recently. But he does have other cats in the house. Like, he has like half the street's cats coming in and out of his house because like he fed them at the same time he fed his own cat. So lots of cats up there when I visit. We can ask the pup for money. That's nice. Do that. We also have a perk to unlock. Very nice. Thank you for the money, pup. What should we get? I think we'll get some more buildings in Exeter. We'll get the trade port. That's a good one. Failed to sway the Pope. We don't really care about that now because he just gave us the money. It's the anyone else that Shadow Lord Ghost comes of age. That is our daughter. Average education. There's another marriage set up then. The county of Padua. 900 men. Not really worthwhile getting an alliance. Oh, that's because I've still got the filter set. Silly me. Okay, they're all clear now. Now sought by alliance. And we've got Angria. We're already allied to him. Cuella. 1,000 men. Yeah, sure, we can go for that. Why not? More allies makes us stronger. If we get enough prestige, we might actually take on Dehabath and his allies, because then we can call in lots of our own. And we do have quite a few allies now. We haven't expanded in a while. We conquered Ceredigion from Gwyneth, but haven't done anything since then. I am the Viking can now marry, which is great. This is our heir. He's married Beliada de Montcada, who comes from the City of Roses, apparently. Place in Catalonia. Hoy has learned Italian, much like his older siblings. I should actually tell my kids to learn Goidelic, I think, because as Cornish they know the Brythonic Celtic language, but since I control a bit of Ireland, it might help if they know Irish. This guy hasn't bothered to learn Irish, and he's actually the one in charge on our behalf there. I expected better, Armor Jail. Can designate a guardian. Oh, we're trying to sway the Pope. He appreciates a good book, I reckon. 29 learning. Not very good in anything else. That's an interesting pose for our daughter Chimuk here. That's from her being a zealot. So I guess she's like welcoming God with like open arms or something that's meant to represent. She can be raised. I mean, learning's not the best for her. Stewardship, I guess? Sure, and we'll change the education focus. We were successful in swinging up. Nice. But yeah, is there anyone else we can make like us better? A knight, perhaps? Not really. I guess we'll just leave it on old Popey Boy then. Hide and Peak. Ah, this one. Hoiblobvis was playing hide and seek in the servants' quarters. Oh no, I know what happened. He must have seen 2 of the sorcerers plucking a chicken together. Classic Hoy. This happened with the first of Hoy's characters, actually, and now it's happened again with his second one. The last one gained Lustful from this, just for fun. I let Hoy choose. And we could do it again, but it costs 30 stress, which is really I mean, there's not much point putting ourselves in more stress like that, so I think Hoy the Second will be a bit different from his namesake. He will be chaste. Hoy probably won't be too pleased to hear that. I think he likes the idea of eternal damnation in the fires of hell for being sinful. But this character isn't like that. This character is a good boy. Could develop the capital, but that would cost us a bit of stress. We can lose some if we go working out. At the cost of 5 opinion with everyone in the game. I think we'll hold off on that because we're not too stressed out at the moment. How's everything looking? I don't suppose anything's really changed from last time we had a look around, has it? Oh no. Lanky Lass died. Died in her sleep. At least it was peaceful. And Lanky Lass was the mother of Mango Fighter, Kaysen, and the God Emperor Jeb Bush. So F to their mother. Or for their mother, I guess. Slightly different meaning. I don't know if you're still watching Papaya, or even if you like catching the VOD later, but you actually have traits now, which might be of interest. Papaya Warrior prefers to avoid interacting with other people. Few things bring Papaya Warrior as much joy as the suffering of others. Papaya Warrior certainly knows how to wrap people around his little finger. He is sweet and amiable, which allows him to get away with almost anything. Not the nicest little child here, if I'm honest. To be fair, we are going for an intrigue education for Papaya. Might explain it. Before we do this, we need a new physician. Because if we get an illness... Well, this guy, even though they're both rated at par, this guy is technically slightly better because he has 38.5 points from his learning versus 33.25. He is a bit of a lunatic, so I'm not sure we should trust the position of court physician to someone who is literally insane. What's the worst that can happen? How a spouse can have a chat with one of our counsellors. Well, all of them are going to take offence if we do that. So, maybe... I mean, is that our steward? No, it's our chancellor. We don't care about him. Bishop, maybe? That's a very strange coat of arms. What the hell? I've never seen a coat of arms like that before. I thought it was like... Oh, I see what it is now. It's like a cauldron, but it's checkered. I thought it was like weird... like 3 or 4 different shapes overlaid randomly and strangely, but no, it's like a basket, but it's got or a cauldron, but it's a checker shape, right? Yeah, no, we're just going to do the dirty with our wife instead. We'll keep her away from the counsellors. We've got 9. Oh, I was just gonna say we had 90 gold, but now we have a little bit more than that. Let's build something, or maybe... Could go for more heavy infantry, but I wonder, should we actually replace these light footmen with something better? Hypothetically, if we went to war with Dehabarth, they have light footmen and pikemen, so... Pikemen are counted by heavy infantry, which we've already got. Light footmen are counted by archers, which we've already got. Welcome back, Hoy. Do heavy cavalry. I'm afraid that's not an option, at least for us. I believe it is an option over here, or at least just cavalry is. Let's have a look. War camels, there it is. Look, can recruit camel riders. So maybe if we convert to Egyptian or Bedouin or something. But as a simple Cornishman, it won't happen, I'm afraid. How about if we went to war with Munster? They have Vigman and Bondi, which are the 2 unique ones for the Norse. They are spearmen and archers, so spearmen and archers. Archers are counted by cavalry, I think. Let me just have a look. Light horsemen count as archers. Yeah, okay, so let's do that. We will rather than replace the light infantry, let's just create a new one, and then when we unlock mangonels, then we'll remove the light infantry. But for now, there's no reason to have less men than necessary. I've still got that weird feeling in my foot. It's not really like I'm being stabbed. It's like to the right of my heel, so I don't really know why it would hurt all, because there's like nothing going on there. I mean, it's your heel, isn't it? It's meant to be like a sturdy part of your foot, so... It really did hurt then. Just gonna leave it alone. Maybe I've like stamped too hard by accident at some point in the day and like broken my foot. Probably not. Who is this? Oh, I am the Viking is now a father. I am the father. Who is next on my little list? Let's have a look. Could do Diamonds and One again. We haven't seen him in the 4 days since he's followed, but maybe he's watching in quiet, lurking. Maybe he'll come back. Yeah, let's put Diamonds and One back in the game. I don't actually know what happened to his first character, or even if he's still alive. I wouldn't count on it, though. Can have a little quick look. I can't remember where he was. There's the new Diamondson. Can you see a Diamondson anywhere, Hoy? Ah, there. Oh, it's a Duchess. The Duchess of Franconia, apparently. Interesting. Apparently she's in the County of Worms, which I don't really understand. She's not the Countess there. She's just there for some reason. Oh, I wonder if he's sent his spy master, which is her, to like find secrets or something. But maybe we can get an alliance here. We can! See, there we go. It was worth looking. We just got a free alliance with West Franconia because that is our auntie. The Templars won... Oh, okay, so this is different. Before they asked for the Castle of Tintagel, but now they want the city of Enniscorthy. Couple of considerations there. This is a city and a county which we don't even control directly, so if we're cooking anyone, it's going to be this guy, probably. I mean, in the long run, it's like the most minuscule tax difference, because he pays taxes to us, and the city pays taxes to him. So if that city isn't his vassal anymore, that's what? 0.76 tax to him, but that's probably like 10%, so 0.07, and then he pays even less to us because we're not even his rightful liege. So yeah, this really isn't going to make a difference if we give it away. In fact, it's funny that these guys are asking us rather than him, because it's going to affect him more than it will us. Yeah, we'll sell the city for 100 quid, why not? Can we build any nice buildings now? We can upgrade the hunter lodges, but it's, you know, not really that great. 0.2 increase in money, and that's what I'm looking at here. I don't really care about everything else. Oh, I know. Let's get more cavalry. Yeah, we got the alliance. Exeter can possibly have a new building. There's no more money buildings to be had, so we could just go for the fort instead. In fact, I was just saying on the Isaac MDMA's stream last... Oh no, was it? Yeah, last night, how I normally build castles first in a county, and that is exactly what I haven't done here. So immediately going against what I said. Back part 2 Electric Boogaloo. I didn't even know you left, Hoy. On the march. At the end of the field exercise, it had seemed a brilliant idea to practice regrouping an army in disarray. I split my troops and ordered every officer to independently make their way to Launceston. Of course, by the 3rd day of waiting, but with only half my army in place, I'm now seeing flaws in my plan. That name is a weird one. I think it's pronounced Innie. Ine, maybe? I'm just gonna say Ine. So, Ine suggests I ride out with a contingent of knights to find the missing troops. Let's do it. Yeah, because I didn't say anything. BRB again, part 3. Very busy, Hoy. When my outriders brought news of the little encampment, I did not expect to find the soldiers still practicing their battle formations. It seems that my steward, Conradu, took it upon himself to continue the field exercises while waiting for word from the main army. His troops line up neatly as I ride up to meet him. So, this event chain is basically take 3 negatives in a row and then get a perk at the end of it. Or you can, like, bail early if you're a coward. I mean, we would get some stress relief, but I'd rather try and get the trait, so... Let's just lash out at our steward, because we can deal with 20 opinion loss with him. He already likes us. As I'm passing through a small village, I noticed that, though clad in simple cloth, the town's guards are all carrying weapons with my mark on them. Welcoming me in the muddy street was Prydain, the self-proclaimed divine guardian of the town. My soldiers laid down their armor to help this what? To help this preacher serve God? To help the preacher serve God, maybe? I'm not sure. We can just make him join us, so instead of taking one of these negative ones, so Theocracy, Vassal Opinion, that's just our bishop, basically, and we get prestige. He'd be an average steward, but I do like the idea of getting prestige because we're a bit low on that, so I'm actually going to take that. We've lost... Oh, no, we haven't. I thought we were going to lose opinion with our bishop because he is technically our only theocratic vassal, but for some reason that hasn't gone through. Whatever. I love this background. It's one of like the newer backgrounds which have been implemented. Welcome back, Hoy. It's just such a like perfect cozy background. I don't know what it is about it, and I don't know why I can say this because I barely even played it, but it reminds me of The Witcher. It's just such a nice cozy background. It fits really well for like an outdoor event chain like this, where you're like away from the castle for an extended period of time. I can hear an absolute ruckus coming from a roadside tavern. One of my knights kicks open the door, revealing a room full of my wayward soldiers. My arrival makes them fall silent and stare down into the tankards with nary a word between them. The proprietor narrows her eyes. So you're responsible for this rabble. We can pay for the damages, which we can afford. We can take prestige loss, I'd rather not, or we can go home. Okay, we'll pay for the damages then. The last of my troops have made it back to Launceston, and order has been restored. Though this was hardly a display of military brilliance, I have gained new perspective on my army and the individual soldiers of which it is composed. There we go, and we now finally get Gallant. I think we're alright sticking in... Actually, no, you know what? We've got a decent enough army at the moment. I'm going to transition over to the stewardship tree. I'm going to go hard on money again, like our previous rules, and try and like max out these buildings and max out our men-at-arms now. And for that, we need more money. Money, money, money. Everything needs money. We need 135 to build forts in Exeter, and I think that is our priority at the moment, because if we're being invaded, they can basically just siege Exeter in no time and then go straight to the capital. So we need to buff up Exeter. We're making 6 gold a month at the moment, which is nice. We've discovered Public Works. Is that the building one? Public Works. There it is. Oh no, it's... Oh, yeah, this one. Counties now reach the maximum existing development penalty at 20 development. Which is perfect for us because we're trying to increase to 20 in the capital. Just build more settlements in Devon. I mean, it doesn't work like CK2 in that regard. In CK3, you only have to siege down anything, well, the castles, basically. Unless it's controlled by a Republican person, then you siege down the cities. If it's basically anything which has these little walls around it, you have to siege. That's like the easiest way to tell at a glance. So I think there's a couple of exceptions to that. Not exceptions, but places where it's not a castle. No, that's a castle. But sometimes you can see like a church, like, oh, I know, Ravenna. Ravenna is one. Here it is. It's a bit hard to see because the flag's in the way, but that is a church which you have to siege because it has walls, because it is the capital of the county. and it's also controlled by a... Okay, that is a weird one. Normally, Ravenna is controlled by a theocratic ruler, because its capital is a church. However, at some point it has become feudal, and the guy hasn't moved his capital. You're able to actually choose which holding is the capital of a county. So if you take Ravenna and you're feudal, what you want to do is make Imola the capital of the county. But he hasn't done that. He's just kept it in the church for some reason. Yep, Venice is another example where it's a city instead of a castle, I think. Oh, no. No, it isn't. Venice is actually a castle rather than a city, which is a little bit weird. They're probably going to change that if they ever make it so Republican realms are playable. Because what Paradox's policy, contrary to what I was just showing you in Ravenna, is that most counties, if not all, should have a castle in it. That way, the player can basically control any county without a penalty, because at the moment, the player can only play as a feudal realm. So if Venice was only a city, then there would be no practical way that the player could control it. So I guess that's their workaround. The great city, the great castle of Venice, with its walls holding back the water. Yeah. I mean, that's quite a cool thing to imagine. A castle that's, like, floating in the water. And, like, I guess its walls would look more like, oh god, what's the name for it? Oh, sea walls, that's it. You know, where you're, like, along the coast for whenever the, tide comes in and you have, like, waves splashing against it and they'll, like, curl back out. It'd be like that, I imagine. This is a fun scenario. Accusations of witchcraft, so the peasants are reckoning that this is a witch and they want me to execute her. No matter what we do here, we're going to have a stress break. Stewardship experience, piety and happy peasant, or she joins our court. We don't need the piety, so let's just, you know, the evidence is circumstantial, release her. Since we're going to get stress either way, we'll just go for the one which is the most useful upside. Ah, we're lucky. By God, petitioners from the realm have been queuing up lately. The work feels endless. Yet another one step forward, evidently... Wait. Yet another one steps forward, evidently a distressed merchant of some kind. I'll get to your problems in a few weeks, but you are not important enough for anything faster. The merchant gawps at me, blinking rapidly in shock. Was it something I said? I'm going for a ride. Now. Gotta love athletic. It is like the only stress-based trait which isn't bad in any way. Like, the only way that this might be remotely bad is through its, like paired decision, work off some stress, because that gives you -5 opinion with everyone. But A, it only lasts a year. B, it's a stress relief decision, so they all, you know, have a downside, and you still lose stress anyway. And C, it's a decision, you don't have to do it. So that is a very good trait. I didn't realise it was paused then. Whoops. We hit the 2-hour mark, by the way, but I'm not happy with what we've done. We haven't really accomplished anything, so I'm probably going to push for 3 hours of CK3 and then probably play some Noita afterwards. Because I don't think I'll be able to play Noita for 2 hours, so it's probably better this way anyway. Designate a guardian for Venidra. Gotta be diplomacy. I mean, it doesn't have to be. We could do learning, and, you know, that's fine as well, but... we're just gonna do diplomacy. What's the other stress release decisions? Like, oh, no, what I meant is, when you have a stress break, you normally have a choice to pick up a trait for stress relief. So you have ones like drunkard, irritable, athletic, rakish, like what you had. Basically, you know, they all have some downsides, like this one's minus diplomacy, you're less attractive, and there's a chance when you take it you get syphilis. But athletic is just pretty good. And basically all these traits which you can pick up from a stress break have like a paired decision, so you can basically just act on it. So if you're a drunkard, you can go and get pissed. If you're rakish, you can go to the brothel. If you're irritable, you can lash out. The other one which I just remembered as well, which is like Athletic, in the sense that it's basically only good, is Journaler. Journaler is like all green like this, and it just makes you a little bit smarter. Yeah, let's repair this. We're doing quite well money-wise. Oh yeah, we were going to build a castle, weren't we, here? Forest forts. There we go, that's on its way now. We still don't have much prestige. I really do want to try and conquer this, but they've got really strong allies still. Can ask for gold off the Pope again. It's actually starting to pay off now that we're constantly swaying him. Let's upgrade the hunting grounds in Launceston now, so that's going to be fully upgraded until we upgrade the castle. Beautiful. And if you are British cultured, you're always having drunkard when you reach 50 and watch football game. Yeah, pretty much. There is actually a couple of football-related events in CK3. I don't know if you know. There's one from, like, an oblivious perspective, so you're in the royal court and you hear that all your peasants are around kicking a ball and you don't really understand it, and there's not really else to do with it. And then there's an event which I think is newly added with the event pack, where you can actually play football. You're like basically walking about in the streets and you see a bunch of peasants playing it and you can ask to join in. Yeah, you had that. Wait, did I have it on stream? No, I don't think I had the one on stream what I'm talking about, not this second one. I've had the first one, I think, but the second one is new, and I'm pretty sure I got it in my single-player game. Because I was playing as a really nerdy character, so as you can expect, he didn't do too well. I think it's like a lot of prowess-based stuff. Hoy II has grown up to be a tough soldier. Who shall you marry? Oh, I've still got the within 5 years thing set. Whoops. My sister? No. How about... Nah, we don't need another alliance. So you know what? Let's do the thing. Let's actually put the filters back on. Yeah, go for her, intelligent. Why not? Sort by sin. Oh yeah, while you were gone, Hoy, you actually got the exact same event again. You know, the one where you're playing hide and seek and you see the two servants going at it. But I'm afraid this time I didn't pick Lustful, I just left you as chaste because I didn't want to get stressed out. I think the Pope must have died because we can ask for money again. Whatever, happy with that. The peasants aren't happy. These ones aren't happy because... chafing control. The Marshal fucked up. And these ones aren't happy because... we didn't let them in the forest because we were hunting there. Oh no! God forbid you're not sinful. We'll upgrade the trade point in Tadjil, shall we? These peasants, if they stay pissed off, are going to rebel in 8 months, but it won't be anything we can't handle. How's development going? 14, so we've only gone up 1, but it's about to go up again. Devon's gone up 1 as well, I think. It was 8 before, wasn't it? Now it's 9. It'd be sort of nice if our vassal in Leinster went off and like conquered stuff on his own, but I don't think there's any chance of him becoming that powerful. I'm really surprised at 26 he hasn't married anyone yet. I mean, honestly, it's good for us, because that means when he dies, it's going to revert back to the ruler. So either us or whoever we're playing next. I can't remember. I Am the Viking. I Am the Viking has had another son, and it shall be... Who's next on my list? Oh, it is actually Scarecrow that is next on my list, so that fits well. I'm just going to leave it as that. I know it's a 0 now, but, you know, it just fits better, because then if he's in charge, it'll be Scarecrow the second. Yeah, so we got a granddaughter and a grandson to our son, I Am the Viking, now. I think things are starting to pick up a bit with this game now. We've got a pretty decent economic base. We've grown a little bit. We've got a decent army for the time being. The twists and turns of fate have not always been to my advantage. God knows I was cursed the day I met Elizabeth. Today, however, that curse has been lifted. Fate has smiled upon me and brought that abhorrent wench to her grave. Not a day too soon. So she was our rival. If I recall, she also raised 2 of our kids, but I guess they're grown up now because the game doesn't want us to assign new guardians. We've got 1 month left on the peasant rabble in Wales, so you know what? Let's raise an army now. And then we'll be there straight away as soon as it happens. It'll cost us 1 month worth of income, but whatever. It's not what we can't afford. Can send an ultimatum at any time, so it should be any second now. There it is. To the false Peking scarecrow, we've been burdened by your oppressive laws far too long. No. Go away. Yeah, there's hardly out there. I didn't even have to raise the levies. I should have just done the men-at-arms. We're going to have to raise control here again, though. Because that'll have decreased it. Easy peasy. And we're a generous... Why do I always do that? For some reason I keep turning into Sean Connery on stream. I keep wanting to, like, say sh instead of sir. But yeah, we are a generous ruler, so we will actually immediately release the person that led the revolt against us. Because he is... Like, the person that leads the peasant revolt will always be a decent commander. Just by virtue of the game spawning a commander to lead the army. And then as an added bonus, they also have Peasant Leader, which, yeah, that's good for popular opinion, so if he was in charge of Wales, he'd probably stop any other future revolts, and everyone else would hate him because he's a, he's a peasant. Like it says here, he's a jumped-up peasant who revolted against his betters, and the nobility won't forget that. As far as I know, there's no easy way for the player to ever have a character with this trait for the 50% off army gold maintenance, unless you use a custom ruler. Because I don't think even if you've got, like, a family member who isn't landed and starts a revolt, whatever, I don't think it will ever be a peasant revolt, so... Yeah, this is pretty much an AI-only trait. But yeah, we're going to release him, we'll recruit him and gain a hook, and he will serve us loyally as a commander for the rest of his days. Which is good, really, because we had some pretty shit commanders, so... And he's not bad, 22 martial, 8 prowess could be better, but the trait's nice. Since he's Welsh as well, that trait has extra benefits, so... normally... Unyielding Defender is just minus 25% friendly fatal casualties, but because he's Welsh, he has these added bonuses. These are from 2 separate traditions, I think. One for Forest and then one for Tiger and Hills. Which one do we want? We're not going to be building that many more buildings now, honestly, so maybe we go for this branch instead. We can demand a payment from our nephew, who, while you were gone, by the way, discovered that, yeah, our dynasty is now in charge of Ren, as planned, because Godslayer Turret did bear this guy a son, because he only had 2 daughters and then had a son by her, and then he kicked the bucket, so now that is our dynasty. Could request a claim, but won't do much good. It's just nice that he's over here now, I guess. We'll figure out a way to act on this at some point later, I imagine. Maybe we'll end up inheriting it at some point, but that'll be a very long shot. It's no secret that my acquaintance Krasnaroda is carrying a child conceived through a sinful union. She is not a married woman, after all. However, who fathered the child has been a mystery until now. Earl Armajail is the one responsible. So marry her. You're not married. Why didn't you just marry her? Why are you just... I suppose she is a peasant, so there's a bit of a scandal in that. But I could force him to marry her. I think since it is now public that the child she gives birth to will belong to him, if it is a son, it's going to cancel that out, so we'll just make them marry. However, if it's a daughter, we'll leave him as he is, as a bit of a stud on his own. Because like I said before, if he doesn't have any kids, then we just inherit that. Got more money again. Upgrade this. Ooh, I see that the guy in charge of here must have died because there's one less alliance now, or something happened. And quite notably, that one less alliance, I believe it was Poet, which is here. And that was a very dangerous one. He's allied with our own vassal, so he can't join the war. So that leaves Julik, which has nothing. Time to go to war then. See, patience paid off. We won't go for the war goal, we'll just go straight for the capital, try and capture him. Maybe end the war very quickly. It says the chances are even, but I reckon we'll win. Yeah, we got way more knights, we're a better commander, we outnumber him. Only thing he's got going for him really is the terrain. Who was that we captured? We got one of his commanders, so we can recruit him and make him into our own. That's nice, because he is quite a decent one as well. Except for the fact he has no prowess, but you know, he's got good traits. Yeah, I'm going to put the Marshal and Organised Army, because you see at the moment it's costing us 2.6. We can knock that down to 1.1. So it'll buy us a couple extra months before we go into debt. We can always set him back to increasing control after the war. Now would be a good time to have mangonels, but we don't, so we'll just have to wait however long this takes. Hopefully we get lucky with siege events and it skips forward a fair bit. 9 months left, even in its current state. Theirs is free. I think our capital's pretty safe. It's a level 4 fort. Tintagel's only level 1. Ah, yeah, because we decided not to build better fortifications in Tintagel, didn't we? We figured that if they're occupying the capital already, then it's a lost cause, so there's no point. I decided to go all in on the money buildings. Desertion. They've currently got sickness and starvation, so that's good. I don't think we have a chance at breaking the walls without any siege engines, so that's unfortunate. We won't be able to assault. Because assaulting the fort is actually a lot more viable in CK3 than it is 2 Hoi. Like, it is nowhere near as, like, draining on your manpower. At least if you wait for a large breach. If you do it when there's only a small breach, it's still pretty bad, but, you know, I wouldn't say it's as bad as CK2. CK2, I think, like, as my rule of thumb, I made sure I had 8 times as many men in the army as were in the garrison. But for this, I would, like, assault the fort at any level, as long as it's a large breach. If it was necessary, anyway. A disorderly horde of bandits, pirates, and other heavily armed scoundrels has entered Ceredigion, led by Turith. At first, my scouts fought them here to pillage, but an emissary from their chiefess claims that they would happily trade instead. Their force is rich in plunder, new and old, and this would give the locals a chance to buy exotic goods from across the world. The subtext is clear. Trade under preferable terms and they will depart in peace, or reject their offer and they will take what they wish. Well, they've already started taking what they wish. They're right here, starting to raid. 46 stress. That would be really nice to lose. Prestige would be nice, but whatever. Yeah, I want to lose the stress, and it's also nice having a truce with, like, this Viking woman. Captures enemy commander, recruits their commander. Italy moment. Oh, this is also nice. Plus 20 opinion, because this place just revolted, didn't it? So, yeah, we'll do that. An unexpected offer, but highly welcome. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. We are now in debt, but only slightly. Oh shit, they're currently going for our capital. This is a bit dangerous, actually. We might have to go straight back home if this don't win it. Okay, thank God. We're not even at 100, we're at 97, but we're allowed to propose peace because we got the Peacemaker perk from here. Yeah, peace acceptance plus 10, that basically just means you can send a proposal at 90 instead of 100. So I'm gonna do that, because they're about to occupy our capital. I best not try and ransom this person in case it's valuable. Actually, no, you can see who it is, I think. Captured heir. I know it's from his son, so we can ransom this guy, no worries about that. Yeah, there it is. Lovely. Don't care about that, don't care about that, don't care about that, don't care about that, and don't care about that. We need to grant this away to someone though, I think. Which is worth the least? 7 development, 6 development, 8 development. I think we're going to give away this then, which happens to be the duchy capital, I believe. Yeah, it is. Or actually, we could just give away this one, because even though it's not lowest development, it is the lowest control, so we can just say someone else's problem. I do like the sound of that better. We got a few knights from our family there, did you see that? Yeah, look at that, these top 4 ones are all our family and they're all knights. You love to see it, we're a fighting family. If we give it to a Welsh noble, that'll increase the acceptance between Welsh and Cornish people, which would be nice, because we're going to end up controlling quite a few Welsh counties. At the moment, the Welsh, I mean, they're okay towards us. 47%. That equates to... how much is that? Cultural acceptance, -4. But it would be 8. It would be -8 opinion based on cultural acceptance, but the fact that we are Cornish helps, because Cornish speaks the same language as Welsh in CK3. That's what this is talking about, 50% less as you speak Brythonic. You can also gain that bonus if you just learn the language, say we didn't speak Brythonic, say we were English, or Anglo-Saxon rather. Who's raiding us? Wait, wasn't this the woman we made a treaty with? Hang on, I can't seem to... Yeah! We made a truce with her, and she's still raiding us, apparently. That's a little, awkward, or dodgy. She shouldn't have been allowed to do that. Anyway, we're looking pretty decent now, I think. How much do we need to form Wales? Because that should be our priority now, I reckon. 500 gold, of course. We can worry about that later. And 7 counties. Well, eventually, this guy's probably going to end up getting conquered by England or some other way losing this duchy. In which case, Confederate partition will fuck us. But we don't really have any other choice for conquering in Wales for the time being. We go for him and then we'll have to turn to England. And that's going to be a really difficult war. We'll definitely have to rely on allies. It's very rich, very powerful. Smelly Edwig. Could do a few cheeky assassinations. And then the Danelaw would probably take an advantage of that. And they are even bigger and even richer than England. Welsh Kingdom. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. You might not have noticed, actually, Hoy, but CK2 Cornwall is de jure part of Wales, but CK3 Cornwall is part of England. Even before the Danelaw is negotiated, it is part of England rather than Wales. So these 2 counties don't count towards forming Wales, unfortunately. We could go a bit extreme and go over the seas, turn on our distant cousins and try and conquer Brittany. I mean, they are strong, but they're not as strong as England, and it would give us a kingdom title. And they're also Breton, which, as I was just pointing out with Welsh, Welsh is Brythonic language, so it's 50% less penalty if the cultural difference is. And Breton is also the Brythonic language, so that wouldn't be a problem either. Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to hybridize our cultures because we have the same heritage, which is a shame because I wouldn't mind having the Chanson de Geste tradition. You can see here this is a pretty good one. I think this Bretons have this, the French have it, and I think Occitans have it. It makes poets more common and stronger. Martial education traits are more valued and they're better. The Blade Master line of traits is good. Craven and Content are looked down upon. Knights are more prone to injury. You can challenge your rivals to single combat, which is nice. I think there are a couple other things that let you do that, because we did that earlier, didn't we, with the woman? I mean, Breton is one enemy. Meanwhile, you have to watch out with Wales with the whole Viking thing. I suppose, but like I said before, there's like nothing stopping a particularly angry Viking from just doing an adventure against Brittany. Also, I just noticed this. The Danelaw was, of course, formed by Hastein rather than Jorvik, so they still control the starting county of Montague. So we would have a border with Danelaw if we conquered Brittany. That's pretty funny, actually. Everywhere we go, we're facing Vikings. There's no escape. Can't believe that. Like, as if Hastein formed the Danelaw. Well, actually, it wasn't Hastein, it was his son, Ragnar, but, you know, considering the game starts with Jorvik here, and, God, what's his name? Halfdan Whiteshirt, you would have expected if anyone's to form the Danelaw, it would have been him. Maybe Suffriar, because they tend to conquer East Anglia pretty quickly. But, you know, I guess Hastein wanted it more, so... How much percentage of Welsh Kingdom? It is 2 duchy titles and 9 counties, I believe it was. 7 de jure counties. Yeah, that's like a rounded up percentage, so it's 6 out of 12 rounded to 7. I guess you need to own... Yeah, there it is, more than 50%. So not just 50. And I think that's the same for every kingdom, actually. Ireland, yeah, more than 50%. Aquitaine, more than 50%. It's just a matter of how many counties that adds up to, because obviously some kingdoms are bigger than others. I Am the Viking has had yet another child. This is his 3rd child now, I think, and he's only 23, so, you know, he's quite busy with his wife. Next on my list is Jeb Bush again. So you need 3 more. Yeah, but that's what I was saying. We can go for this one, but then we have to start looking at England. That's why I was saying it might be easier to just go for Brittany, because at least Britain is one whole piece, and, you know, they're weaker than England, 3,500 men versus nearly 5k. Like, with our allies, even just Cantabria, who are 3k men, we could take Brittany. And in fact, it'd be a little bit cheesy, but if we could somehow become the dynasty head, we could technically claim his title and then just conquer it like that, like literally the kingdom title in one single war. But in order to do that, we need... I always forget where it says how you can overtake the dynasty head. But I think at its core, it's just a matter of having more men. So we would need more than 3,300 men, which we're not that far off, to be honest. Maybe attack England for the 2, hope they don't attack the other Wales. Well, England would be a challenge. I was saying we can do it, but we just need to rely on all of our allies, and it would still be close. They're allied to Serbia. That's only 368 men. That's a very sad-looking Serbia. And a very chunky Wallachia. Wonder what happened there, then. He actually has a claim on Bulgaria and France. Interesting mix of places. I guess he got it from his mum. Yeah. Finally fixing the head of dynasty. Well, I'm not 100% certain that's how you become head of the dynasty. I think it is, like, it is basically just a matter of who is the strongest. I'm just not sure exactly how the game gauges that. I think it is just manpower number. Oh, 26 stewardship. This is, we keep getting, like, better and better peasants from this. Our last one was 22, so... Or we could get 60 gold, lose a bit of control in Ceredigion, which is already low. And it has dev growth. 44 versus 25. Yeah, he's probably going to die soon, so we might as well replace him early. Whatever. Elfin, you are now our new steward. You can try to build up for the foreign troops and get some retinues. Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. I was saying it's, like, pretty easy to do. All we have to do is bulk up these men-at-arms a bit more. I always focus on economy buildings. I don't think there's any point getting more levies from buildings, because if you just get a better economy, you can sustain more men-at-arms, which are stronger. There isn't a single building here. It's tempting me. I want to build more economic buildings, but I'll save up for more men-at-arms stuff. Let's have a look at Brittany's men-at-arms. They have light footmen, which are countered by bowmen. We've got bowmen are countered by cavalry. Onagers don't count because siege equipment doesn't take part in battles. But yeah, bowmen are counted by cavalry, so we'll just bulk up these more. Which is cheap. I thought it was 100. I thought it was 112, but it's only 85. Wow. Oh, I forgot to change the marshal as well, didn't I? We can increase control in Devon, apparently. I'm not sure why that fell down. Maybe we got an unlucky event from the marshal. Chimuk has come of age. Should we try gun for another alliance, since we're being a bit ambitious now? We're looking to fight a couple of kingdoms. Dijon, 2,500 men scattered throughout France here. It's not too far away. They could probably help us. Bit of an age gap, though. 16 years, 7 years old. That is an amazing name for a mercenary company. Just great company. Not even the great company, it's just great company. Could invite them around for tea and they'll be great company. So yeah, we could ally a mercenary company, which is always a bit tentative because that's basically a one-time thing. Because as soon as he dies, they'll elect a different leader from a different dynasty. You can regain dynasty head by creating a cadet branch and waiting for a bit. Oh, yeah, cadet branch. That is an option, actually. I'll have a look into that. Wait, no. That's the wrong thing. You're thinking of house head, Hoy. We are already two different houses. He's the House of Poa, we're the House of Cornwall, but we're part of the Prydain dynasty. I'm the head of the House of Cornwall. He's the head of the House of Depoa, but he's also the head of the Prydain dynasty. And yeah, you make a cadet branch for a new house, not a new dynasty, so that wouldn't change a thing. They do be great. Who was it that we're marrying? Chimuk, right. She's our daughter. You know what, let's just get another matrilineal marriage. Do the... Oh, I haven't got any saved presets. You know what, let's... Age difference and traits. Let's just save a click and do that. 5-year inherit. There it is. So now we can just click that every time we want to do this. Quick. Robust. Herculean, but he's lowborn. Let's sort by prestige gain. House of Wessex is pretty good. It'd be a very long shot, but she might end up inheriting some claims to England, which would be pretty funny. We'll have to check him out. He is the younger brother of the King of England, so we can probably actually get an alliance. We can. Well, we can definitely, like, fight Brittany now, because if we're allied to Britain... not Britain, England. Though that does mean we're not going to be able to attack them now. Though I don't really care about that, because I think if anyone was to attack anyone, it would be them against us, rather than us against them at the moment. So yeah, I think that's a good alliance. We can probably also make moves in Ireland now, since they're close by. Maybe pick a fight with Munster. They're no longer allied with Sweden. The most powerful house head of a dynasty, as determined by military strength, will be dynasty head. Yeah, that's... yeah. And then you need to be 10% stronger. Yeah, that's what I was trying to look for. That was the prompt I was trying to find, because I remember reading 10% stronger. So, 10% of that, 340, so we need 4,700, about. So, okay, we need 2,000 more men. That's not that easy. Finally. What was finally? Sorry. Drinking companion? I am drinking alone in a tavern when I suddenly see my brother and friend Armagale sit down across from me. I quickly make my way over and we spend the rest of the night drinking together. He really knows how to have a good time. Drink up, my friend. He's a drunkard, so... Oh, he finally married, look. And he's had 3 little kids. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, that's his bastard from the fair, what he had, so that one's Slovene. But it's a bastard, so it doesn't have priority inheritance. That goes to Gorloy and then Gwencore. Finally finding the info, right, okay. It was nice to lose a bit of stress from that. Wait, what? Oh, Mum died? Shit. Oh, there goes our alliance with Cantabria as well. Oh, we inherited a crappy little brooch. I'm going to miss that alliance. That was a pretty decent one. Prestige 0.12. It's better than that. And its attraction, yeah, we'll replace that then. Who's that? My cousin was killed during a siege. So stuff is happening. Oh, she was in Italy for some reason? Okay, whatever. Maybe we can still get our alliance back with this guy? No, it's still the same one. Did she bear him any children? No, she didn't. She was too old, I think. We already like married her off at quite an old age. She was our mum. At least we got the alliance with England now, though. That, like, I guess makes up for the fact that we lost Cantabria. Can ask Head of Fear for gold. So let's get some more of these. That's now maxed out. Very nice. Nearly drank all my water now. Felt like I had something in my throat then, that's why I was coughing. Sorry about that. Who is this guy's allies now then? Because he lost Sweden. He's got this guy with 1,500. That's nothing to shy away from. That's still quite dangerous. And then a Norwegian with 439. And then, of course, he himself is still very strong, so I don't think we can comfortably pick a fight with him yet. Certainly can't do a holy war like I was thinking about. Even with England's help, that'd be a pretty even match, I think, with all the Vikings banded together. In fact, no, we'd probably lose, because Danelaw would join, wouldn't they? Still can't believe Iceland converted to Catholic. That's really strange. I guess they just embraced the religion of the Isles, which they inherited. Yeah, because they have this big chunk of Scotland here, which is still Catholic. They never managed to convert it to a statue. To be fair, the Danelaw's not been doing much converting. I think North Riding is a statue at the start of the game. This guy's no longer Nestorian, apparently. I guess he converted back to Catholic because his liege demanded it. His liege, which is no longer a thing because Frasia's gone. Oh, our lunatic physician and court tutor is no longer alive. Died of heart failure at the age of 72. He lived a grand old life though, didn't he? Especially considering he's lunatic and he had a health penalty. Who are we going to get instead then? Bishop. Why not? He'll probably pick up the physician shit, I was gonna say then. The physician trait shortly. 5 minutes till what, Hoy? Oh, till past. I'm not going by that, I'm going by the stream duration. Though maybe going by the actual time. Nah, I'm gonna go by stream duration, so I'm going to go for another 20 minutes actually. And then I'll change game. And probably have a break. Court tutor, excellent choice here. Ah, that's because he's intelligent. Yeah, you can see there 35 from having a high learning, and then 20 from intelligent, and that's why he's excellent, whereas he is good, because, you know, the learning difference. So yeah, that'll be a nice court tutor to have. I'm sure we've got plenty of kids learning in our court. We've got 33 living members at the moment. He's increased control. Oh, that was in Devon, wasn't it? We still need to do it in Wales. Hoy can now get married. Congratulations on your marriage, Hoy. You have married Gormil MacAmleg, who is actually Bavarian, not Irish like you might expect. Yes, that's a very Bavarian name. I guess she must have just, like, culture converted, or... Ah, no, she was probably born to this Gaelic guy. And then, you know, while she was being educated, converted to Bavarian culture. A lowly Napier has been stealing from my household. The woman cowers before me, snivelling about hungry children and mercy in the name of Saint Joseph. Please, my lord, I will do anything you ask. Show mercy and win her loyalty. We can get a strong hook on her, but there's not really any use in that, I guess. She doesn't even have any money we can blackmail her for. Just 5 minutes doing something. Okay. We can apparently... Oh, we can imprison her, right? I don't want to take the stress, though, so I'm just going to show mercy. Maybe we can find a job for her. She's a decent enough spy master, but our current one is better. Done already? I was thinking maybe you, like, redeemed one of the new channel point things and it just didn't tell me, because I don't even know if that'll show up on my phone or not. I really hope it does, because wouldn't want anyone wasting channel points now. That is the point though, Hoy. You were saying yesterday that due to like Dutch laws or something, you can't gamble even with just like fake channel points which aren't anything to do with real money. Does that mean you can't like redeem channel points for any of the bonus things either? Chimuk's got a son, who shall be called... Let me tab out. Who is next? Mango again, I guess. Oh, no, we were going to do 2, weren't we? Yeah, let's just put 2 in the game. What's his Discord name? How many U's does he have? Oh, we'll just do 2 like this. You can redeem, just not predict. Ah, okay. We have 3,000 men. We are catching up to Britain. They're allied to Scotland now. Wow, Scotland have a lot of men. 5,000. How does Scotland have more men than England? I mean, I know England's not in the best state right now, but it's better than whatever the hell Scotland is. Predictions, product overview in particular. It's not available to viewers who are residents of or located in Denmark, Korea, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Philippines, Poland, Quebec, Singapore, Sweden, and Turkey. Huh. Well, now I know. Isaac has come of age. as has its Karaki, because they are twins. I think it should say who they're twins with in the trait here. So it says Isaac MDMA was born a twin. It should say Isaac MDMA was born a twin too, and then have a link to the other character. I mean, it's easy enough to find because you just, you look at the siblings that also have a twin trait and are the same age, but it'd just be nice if you could have a quick link there. No particular reason, but I think we're going to keep the filter on for a little bit because we've got plenty of alliances at the moment. I'm feeling very safe with England. So let's just do like some of all skills. Sure, you can marry her. Try and get Amazonian in the family. And then you can marry her. You don't care about the prestige loss. Intelligence, nice. I haven't played like this in like a full year, honestly. I stopped doing the like very cheesy like filter and look for traits marriage thing. I just marry for alliance or prestige at best. So this is very strange for me to be doing this again. We can build something in Exeter, logging camps, sure. We could have made more out of the better construction time if we upgraded that first and then did these two buildings, but I really wanted the trade port, and then I realised we didn't have any castle protecting Exeter. But still, we'll get some use in upgrading the hunters' lodges, and then eventually when we upgrade the castle, and we can upgrade these all again. Oh, here we go. So the cop physician didn't gain a physician trait, he gained wise man instead, which... I mean, that's still decent. I believe that still adds to the aptitude. Yeah, wise man adds 5 points to it. So he's now technically considered average rather than poor. I believe the threshold between poor and average is at 40 points. So before he was at like 35. Because he's gained like 1 learning as well from that trait. And now he's over 40, so he's counted as average. I think good is then 50, and then excellent might be 60. I really liked figuring out about the aptitude stuff, by the way, because I kept forgetting to mention it, but I finally remembered now. I started working on a mod for Crusader Kings 3, and it was going to be a big one, like really ambitious, a total overhaul mod. And I did like a big chunk of it, and I worked on the map, whatever, and I started playing with court positions, and I was looking in the code, and it was really insightful to see how it works. Like, the thing I was just explaining then about aptitude and seeing this point thing, I would have had no idea about what that actually equates to if I didn't try modding. But it is a pretty cool system where, like, different traits and different skills, I think there's even a couple of other things. Like, I tried to set it up so opinion of you also played into it, and they all add up to within different thresholds which mark out different levels of aptitude. And you can see in-game there are 5. Yeah, aptitude's measured in 5 levels from terrible to excellent. So they're all marked out by different number values. But yeah, the couple of court positions I added were Standard Bearer, and I think I added a unique one for whoever controls London. It's like the... I can't remember what the position was called, but it was like the Marshal of the Tower of London or something, and it was like unique for whoever held London, so that was cool. I'll have to like show what I made of my mod on stream someday. It's like out of date now because the game's like updated to a different version, maybe even twice now. And I didn't get very far with it, but there was something. As for what the premise was, I never really actually settled on it. I can tell you the map was zoomed in more than CK3. So my map was zoomed into about... it was basically like Roman Empire borders. Like the edge of the map cut off at Scotland. I'm trying to click very awkwardly because my mouse isn't working. Here we go. So the map was about that. Actually, no, it went further than that. It went like that up to the Caspian Sea. So we're a lot more zoomed in than CK3. Vanilla, because the purpose was to add a whole new layer of detail and depth to everything, so all the titles were shifted in size. I'll read this in a second. So basically, empire titles were kingdoms, kingdom titles were duchies, duchy titles were counties, and then counties were these individual baronies. And I did about this much of the map. I did all of East Anglia, I did like Kent, the southeast, and I got up to about here, Winchester, and then I sort of stopped working on it. An influx of serfs has arrived in the earldom of Ceredigion from the neighbouring lordship of Penillin. They claim to be fleeing from the abusive rule of Duke Enfidig of Powys, and then that they wish to live in my domain instead of his. Then stopped. Yeah, I stopped working. I lost all my steam, I guess, motivation, as tends to happen with projects and stuff like that. Legally speaking, they're still in bondage to Enfidig, very kinky, but if I let them settle in my lands, it would be almost impossible for him to prove that they are actually his serfs. I believe this gives development, so this can be good. Can return them for opinion. We don't give a shit what he thinks. He's just a random Welshman, and he's within the Kingdom of England. He ain't even independent. We can return the serfs, but give him a rebuke, so we get prestige. It's nice for if we want to call in allies in a future war. Or show my serfs to their new farms, and we gain... Oh, it's not development, but it is levy size and holding taxes, which is basically what development gives. It is only temporary though, but 10 years is pretty decent. 10 years worth of extra taxes and a bit more manpower. Yeah, show my serfs to their new farms. To the loathsome petty King Scarecrow, I know you have stolen my serfs from me. I may not have any way of recovering them, but do not think I will forget this offence. You have earned my enmity. I hope it was worth it. Grumble all you want, it doesn't change anything. We now have a long-standing conflict over me stealing his serfs. They need to fix the localization for a couple of these things, because it says he stole my serfs, but it's the other way around. And there's quite a few cases like that, saying like if the AI beats you at something when actually it was you, or vice versa. Just things like that. He has 18 prowess, we have 14. Probably best not to challenge him to a fight then. We could try and murder him. Yeah, 95% chance, let's do it. Because we get a little bit of prestige if we survive and he dies. Or outlive him, rather, I should have said. We got a new grandson born to Isaac, who is next in my list. We did 2, didn't we? But I believe next it is... scrolling the wrong way here. Let's get Brat back in the game. We'll just do Pan Guy. I said back in the game. I think his first character's still alive, right? Because it is this guy. Yeah. 39 years old. Well, now there's 2 of them. Really random... Oh, no, that's the old message. Whoops. Ooh, okay. As Petty King, I have been obliged to attend a local jousting tournament, but the contestants have been delayed. The tourney won't start for at least another hour. My nephew, Mango Fighter 1, is here, and as always, is being an insufferable lout. His constant complaining is making everyone even more miserable than normal. Meanwhile, my brother and friend Earl Armorjail is sitting under the pavilion, clearly bored halfway to death. So this is what I like about naming characters. Like, we've got an event here, playing as a character who is named, and the 2 other people involved are also named, so it just feels a bit more personal. So Mango and Armorjail are... well, they're not doing anything against each other, but they're both involved. We can make Mango our rival by pushing him into the water trough. Spend some time with Armorjail under the pavilion, become best mates. Besties. We've wasted enough time on this disaster. That's a very neutral response, but we lose stress. I mean, ideally, we don't really want a knight to also be our rival, because they're meant to be fighting for us, not against us. But it would be pretty funny to just push him into the trough. You don't even lose that much more stress. We gain a bit of prestige, though. How old are we? We're 44 now, so we can still make use of what prestige we have, which isn't much. Could have a best friend. That's always nice to have, because you don't get them very often. And it is our vassal, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. We'll spend some time with Armorjail and we'll bond. You and Earl Armorjail formed a strong bond after supporting each other at a tourney. We also bonded over good ale, beer, wine, and spirits. Wholesome. I'm passing through the castle gardens for a morning walk when a soft breeze carries the voices of Moobot and Papaya to my ear. The two courtiers are talking to each other in a secluded spot nearby, frequently glancing around to make sure nobody is listening. While it is hard for me to make out most of their words from a distance, it is clear that their discussion relates to Lord Pangai. So Moobot and Papaya are conspiring against Brat. Both of them are just our knights, whereas Brat is actually landed, so we probably want, if we want opinion with anyone, it'll be him. But equally, if they have a secret and we can find it out, we can also modify Brat's contract. We're not very sneaky, so low chance of that. Can imprison them. Yeah, we also don't really want to lose two of our knights by imprisoning them and giving them to Brat. I'm just gonna, like, gamble and take the 43% chance. Ah, they spotted me. I lost my prestige as well. Alright, 5 more minutes and then I'm gonna go for a break. We got this event again where we can buy a present for our wife. It's very expensive. She already loves us, so we don't really need the opinion, but... life expectancy, fertility, stress loss, or, well, lower stress gain, and more attractive. Yeah, I don't want to spend any more money. The gift of my company is enough. Shall we get some more archers? I think we shall. Oh, we're trying to murder our rival. How's that going? 11 months, still 95% on both. It's pretty funny though that we're just killing this random vassal in England now. That is like one plus side of the new event pack. There's more chance to become rivals, and you know, you want to kill your rivals because you get prestige for it. What's happening in Munster? They doing the little revolt? No. Well. Oh, they are, but they're winning. Oh well. My spymaster Artgal approaches me with a wicked grin. My lord, this pouch contains a powder most nefarious. If sprinkled on top of something, say a gift for Duke Enfidalg, it leaves no trace but will afflict whoever touches it with weakness and ill humours. It costs 35 gold though. Nah, we'll just be patient and wait for it to end more naturally. It will have no gold of mine. Who is he? Oh, he was our marshal. We'll have to get a new one then. We'll just go by the best skill rather than putting a vassal in because he already likes us. This guy, 22 marshal? Sure. Yeah, everyone else will do. Maybe we got a better spy master? Slightly. Yeah, sure. We'll just, for like 1 extra point in intrigue, why not? And then just for the sake of having someone to sway, let's sway this guy because he's a powerful agent from having high intrigue. Upgrade the... well, not upgrade, but expand the bowman again. How many men do Brittany have now? Ooh, we are actually, like, nearly neck and neck now, but we need 10% more, don't we? So, still a way to go. I'm hoping we can do it within this guy's lifetime. It might be a good idea to switch back to Marshal then, for more Marshal, because... you know, levies is directly influenced by your martial skills, so if you have a higher number, you have more men. Yeah, but I think that just about brings us to the end of CK3. Yeah, I'm gonna pause and go for a break now, I reckon. But I think this was fun. It wasn't as lively as last night, but we made decent enough progress. We conquered Ceredigion, we reconsolidated control and took Devon. Sad. Are you gonna stick around for Noita though, Hoy? Because that could be fun, because you can vote on events that happen while I'm playing that game, and you can, like, get in the game as a little ghost sometimes. We probably won't be playing that for a full hour. It's probably just gonna be another, like, bits and bobs segment, like I tried doing the other night. So I'll probably do Noita, maybe Downwell, maybe some other, like, little roguelike games. Neuter. Oh no, not Neuter. It's spelled Noita, so Noita, but I, like, pronounce it more like Noita. It's a roguelike game. You make your way deeper and deeper down, like, caverns, and you have different wands, and you kill enemies. I don't know, it's a fun little game. I'm really bad at it. But like I said earlier, I think it's fun to stream because it's got Twitch integration, so chatters can actually vote on events that happen in it. Yeah, let's save and quit the game then. Don't need to save because it's Iron Man, so that's automatic. Yeah, I haven't really got more to say. Thanks for any lurkers that joined for CK3. If you were only here for CK3, thank you for joining. I'll hopefully see you lurking another time, maybe. But for you, Hoy, I will be back after the break with Noita. Go get a drink, have a stretch. That's what I'm going to do. Go to the toilet. And I'll be back shortly. Can you still hear the music, by the way? Because I might have just muted it by accident. It's not very important, but pretty sure you can. And for the rest who may stay, yeah, that is you. You'll catch me for Noita in a bit. Yeah, I'll be 5 minutes, just refilling my water and going for a wee. I'll be right back. I am back. That was longer than expected. I accidentally forgot my drink because I made a cup of tea as well, and I left my glass of water downstairs, so I had to go back down for it. Right. Actually, no, I'll leave the music playing just while I'm setting up the game. Sorry if it's driving anyone insane. Right, what are we doing now? We're playing Noiter, aren't we? Title can be bits and bobs to close the night with. I'm not expecting this to attract like 1 million people or all. It's just something for me to end the stream with, because I don't want to end the stream yet, but I'm also done playing CK3.